The Jake Asman Show will begin shortly. Thanks to all these great Patreon members who help support the show. Get your super chats ready. Jake will be here in just a moment. If you love the New York Jets, this is the place to be. And now, the Jake Asman Show.
Another day of drama with the Jets. Today, we will break down the All-22 film and find out why Garrett Wilson is so frustrated with the Jets offense. Andrew Fialkow joins us to do that and more. It's the Jake Asman Show. Let's hit it and get it started. Man.
This is the same old Jets. We have Aaron freaking Rodgers. We have Garrett Wilson. We have Breece Hall. Please subscribe and hit the like button below. Super chat, baby. Cut the line. We have Sauce Gardner. We have Quinnen Williams. Now it's time to talk all things New York Jets. It's the Jake Asman Show.
Here we go, Jet fans. Welcome in, everybody. Before we get started, please hit the like button. And you know it by now, but if you haven't done so, please hit that subscribe button. It goes a long way towards this channel continuing to grow. Reminder, starting tomorrow, I'm doing the morning show on ESPN New York all week long, so hopefully you guys could listen in. If you're out of market, download the ESPN New York app. And if you're in the New York area, you can hear it live on the radio at 8:80 a.m. So be checking the Discord for updates when we're going live. I still intend to do at least one show per day over the next 2 weeks that I'm doing Morning Drive in New York City. Joining us right now is the great Andrew Fialkow of JetsXFactor.com. Andrew, happy Monday, happy holidays, happy Festivus, all that. Welcome back.
Yeah, I thought I wear red today because I'm excited for Christmas Eve tomorrow. So try and be in the spirit. I was going to wear green, but the Jets lost. So I was like, yeah, whatever.
That's fair. I mean, yeah. It's probably more fitting to wear red given how bloody the season has been.
Yeah, I agree.
So we got a lot to talk about. I specifically reached out to you knowing we were doing this film review a day earlier than normal because of the holiday to go over the passing offense and why Garrett Wilson was so frustrated, one, after the game, and two, why it took until really the final drive when they were in throw mode on every play for Garrett Wilson to start getting more than just 3 targets he had before that point. So we'll break it down, but before we do, what to you were some of the overarching things that stood out? Maybe not even just from the passing attack, but just from the game in general, because I know you looked at the entire film.
Yeah. One, I thought Ulbrich being aggressive was like funny because the whole regime, Saleh regime, is like so conservative, and he's going for it on 4th and 1 in his own territory. And then when I was rewatching the film, I was like, it was 9-6, and we went for it on 4th and 4. And even me, who's like an ultra aggressive, like into the analytics of like win probability and everything, I was like, I don't know if I would have done that. I maybe take the 3 there, but hey, if you saying you trust the offense to go get 4 yards, I'm usually game 5 yards and under if you're in plus territory. So the film, I thought he had a decent first half, and then I don't know, man. The second half is tough. It's just a lot of the same mental errors and mental mistakes and locking onto Devontae a lot, not seeing Garrett, seeing one read and check down in a clean pocket. I mean, the Jets offensive line yesterday was fabulous. I think Olu, absolute bright spot. I'm happy that he played well. Obviously, he had the injury, but I think I just saw it's not like an Achilles. I think it's just a foot injury.
Will Parkinson said that he had heard that it is not an injury that should impact his offseason, that he's going to go on IR. He's going to probably miss, or he will miss if he goes on IR, the next 2 games here. But it's not a, catastrophic injury where his offseason is all messed up. So some good news there with Olu Fashioner from Will.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, it's great news because Olu played great yesterday. Him and Jared Verse actually had like a great one-on-one matchup. I saw some film of it earlier and then was watching some of the film. I think he held his own, and Verse is probably going to be Defensive Rookie of the Year. So that's a great sign. Again, this is Olu's young into his career and showing up very well quickly, which is a good sign. But man, I've just been running into the same issues with Rodgers. And then obviously we were talking yesterday, and I was like, I think I'm just going to focus on the same thing. And then Garrett said the post-game comments, and I was like, okay, now I actually have something to look out for. So I was just watched all 44 of his dropbacks and was just keying in on what his reads were and where Garrett was. And I see a lot of Garrett's frustrations. They show up on film. So they show up.
Hit the like button if you're tuning in. As always, if you have any questions for Andrew as we go through the film review, super chat it in. We'll stop the review and we'll address it in real time. We were going to do a raffle today, right? I got so many people that have gifted memberships over the last week since our last raffle, but I was thinking about it. Christmas Eve's tomorrow. Let's do another full show, and today will be the final show to be entered in the Raffle of Champions right here. For every membership you gift or for every $20 super chat, you get the subsequent amount of channel memberships. We have at least 5 prizes. The Joe Namath 1970 Topps trading card right here. We also have the signed Curtis Martin trading card, which should be arriving any day now. You have to take my word for that one. A $50 gift card to Copper John's Beard Company, a Gus Buster umbrella, and an item from the merch store. So there's 5 winners, and I might even add a 6th winner as well. So today is actually the last show to be able to gift the membership if you want more raffle tickets for your chance to win for the holiday season right here. So with that said, Andrew, let's get to the film review. You'll show it on your end for those new to the show, and you'll break it down in real time as we focus in on the passing attack from yesterday's Jet loss to the Los Angeles Rams. All right, here we go, folks. We all now can see Andrew's screen, and he's going to break it down for us. Play number 1. Go ahead, Andrew.
All righty. So first, I do all my, like, the film's going to be in all chronological order of the game. So
you hit a button, we lost the film.
This happened last time. All right.
We need the film, damn it. We need it.
All right. Let's see. Back
there
now.
It is. Go ahead.
All right, cool. Yeah, so like I was saying, everything's going to be in chronological order. That's just how I don't like skip through plays really. Especially yesterday, once there was something that one of the players said, I was like, okay, I definitely want to dive into it and be able to see it as the game unfolds. Coverage-wise, the Rams, they did a lot of different things, but it wasn't like any adjustments second half. Like we were like, I feel like Rodgers gets asked or Garrett gets asked, like, oh, did they change things up second half and like do more of something and less of something? Not in my eyes. So here, what we got is Garrett up top. I'm just going to run the play, and then I'll break it down. This is one of the really good reps, I thought. Again, someone on Twitter, there's always a lot of people on Twitter that have stuff to say, but someone was like, this is why Garrett is so weak and like he can't get yards after the catch because his body is so small and he's not strong. And I was like, okay, I don't. They were saying he should went up the sideline there and got 10 yards. I don't know, man. He made 3 people miss after the catch and got like 6 yards, so I was fine with it. But
where the game is this, by the way? Can you set the scene where these are happening?
Yeah, so this was third and what do I have? Third and 4. It was third. I wrote 3rd and 4. This is 3rd and 7 on the first drive of the game for the Jets offense,
which was maybe the best drive they've had all year if you think about it. 99-yard, 14-play drive. I mean, unbelievable.
Yeah, I think. Well, let me just make sure because that was they didn't. The Rams went on a long drive and maybe would they get a field goal? No, they punted. Yeah. The Rams went on a 6-minute drive and punted. So then we got the ball, went 14 plays, 99 yards, 8 minutes. Yeah, it's as good as you're going to get. So what we got here is with the Jets run a lot, which is like a 3-by-1. So 3 receivers to one side. And then this is Garrett into the boundary, which is the shorter side of the field. And what you're going to get in 3-by-1 formations, you're usually going to get some sort of man coverage on the isolated receiver, which you want. But what I love here again is the Jets normally run either slants or fade balls when it's the one-on-one receiver. And I don't know if Garrett has like a feel here where he could say, hey, if I feel the corner's leverage, I could turn this into an out. It's just like a choice route. I'm not sure, but whatever it was, again, good job stemming inside from Garrett. Stems inside, quick change of direction, turns the corner completely around. Right here, the ball could be coming out, like if you want to anticipate it and lead him. But the ball's coming out right now. He's going to release it. That's good timing. And the corner's back is fully to Rodgers while Rodgers is about to throw the ball. So love that. As you can see, when I talk about 3-by-1, why it's so valuable to have these formations with Devontae and Garrett on the field is because this corner knows that this this safety knows that this corner has what's called Meg in the league, which is man everywhere he goes. So they usually lock onto the backside. And now this safety is going to go poach. If Devontae goes and runs a vertical, he'll poach that so the safety here can stay over the top on the other two receivers. Conklin actually stays in here to block. But as you can see, look at the safety keying in on Devontae running the crosser. So that leaves Garrett one-on-one. I take that every day of the week. At the catch point, you're going to have that much separation. That's 5 yards of separation at the catch point. That's as good as you're going to get. People on Twitter said that he should went upfield to the sideline here. I don't know, man. I don't really care about that too much because he made 3 guys miss and got like 4 or 5 yards after the catch. Good enough for me. And I just one of the reps that I thought was worthy showing because this dude gets open more than anyone. I mean, I don't watch all NFL film like I watch the Jets, unfortunately, but Garrett is open 24/7. He's as legit as you can get.
It's just crazy to me he's not more heavily featured. Like, even if, look, I have no problem with going to Devontae a lot, but when we're also targeting Allen Lazard at the volume we are, and he's dropping everything, it's like those targets should be going to Garrett Wilson in those situations. Like, if you took the Lazard targets and gave them to Garrett, I don't think Garrett is that upset. And I do also want to say this. Garrett Wilson's the 4th most targeted wide receiver in the league, but I think as you bring up, Andrew, some of the routes they have him using, have him doing, I don't think it's the best use of his skill set. And that's why I think when he's asked about Mike LaFleur after the game yesterday, and he brings up how I didn't realize how good I had it then, he's basically saying, yeah, Mike LaFleur had a better idea how to use me for what I do well compared to this staff, which we know they're incompetent.
Yeah, I completely agree. We had a stat earlier in the year, maybe around week 10, that over 50% of his routes were fades, slants, and flats, which is crazy considering he ran like digs, which is a deep in, or any crossing routes at like a less than 5% rate. And the reason why I say that is because you want guys like Garrett on non-static routes, meaning you want him running away from the defender, not running to the flat and not having a lot of room for yards after the catch, running a fade where you're 2 yards from the sideline, where if you want to sight adjust and run a go ball, like, yeah, but he's not the best contested catch guy. He's pretty good, but his real strengths are these crossing routes and patterns where he's running away from the defensive back, where we could get him the ball in space, get him to do what he's best at, which is yards after the catch, and use his speed and his twitchiness to the best of his abilities. Like Devontae Adams is a quintessential X. Like he's the guy that you want to go use for the contested catch balls, the curl routes, using his physicality as a receiver off the line of scrimmage against press coverage. Garrett is a great Z, in my opinion, which is off the ball, try and get him in those yards after the catch situations, which why I really like them together. That I feel like they do complement each other. But man, too many times on the film, I'm seeing Garrett run these routes that are just for the love of the game routes, meaning like he's running seams just to get another guy open. And it's not making sense to me. He's getting open a lot and he's not getting the ball a lot when he's open. I feel like he could have had 200 yards yesterday, and I think he ended with 57. But yeah, so here I'll just run this play again fully. It's funny. I posted this, and Robbie Saba, who I know you have on, just wrote to me about it, and like 5 minutes ago. So now I don't know if I'm going to change my opinion. But long story short, it's 3rd and 6. Pre-snap, the Rams are showing man. So man coverage. This safety is on Conklin. Again, 3-by-1. Garrett soloed up. Staggered safeties, middle of field closed. So you think you probably have man with this guy. I would, if someone showed me the screenshot, I would say he's going to bump down and get Brees. And you got man all across the board with one safety deep. Now, post-snap, boom, they get out of there, and they get into a Tampa 2. So half field, 37 running the pole with his back turned. We talked about Tampa 2 last week. It's 5 under, 3 deep, essentially zone with the middle linebacker, or here it's the safety running the middle portion of the field, usually with his back turned. And you really get a great call because Lazard's going to run the seam, which vacates the middle area. And Garrett is just running this little inbreaker where he could settle. And, man, this is a ton of space and room for a touchdown. Now, Robbie just wrote to me, can't assume something about Rodgers' eyes or that he missed this read because his eyes are consistent, like what I'm seeing a lot from Rodgers is it's Devontae on this little crow route. It's not there. I mean, not crow, sorry, slant route. It's not there because they bumped off and played zone. So now he should be settling, but he doesn't. And then boom, you have Brees on this little like balloon type route where the Dolphins started this, where they run this tight end out there, and then you get Brees behind him for like an extra blocker. It's essentially a screen pass. But what I don't like is it's 3rd and 6. So how's the pocket? Let's ask the important questions. Okay, it's 3rd and 6, play fake. His first read's not there. Okay, he's looking for Devontae on the slant. Not there. The first down yards at the 19. So if you hit Devontae the 21 on a slant against man, he could probably get 2 yards. Sure. Okay, it's not there. That's where his eyes are looking right now. It's not there. They're rushing 3 guys. I think they dropped 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, they dropped 8, rushed 3. So if I'm Rodgers, who is in my eyes one of the most brilliant quarterbacks to ever play the position, we got double team here, Olu alone, which that's fine because he's been one of our best pass blockers. I'm going to wait in the pocket and do my quintessential Rodgers thing where I could hold the ball, manipulate the pocket, and get to the guy who's open. But right away, it's hit the top of your drop. Let's see what the drop was. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hitch, not there, ball out. My issue here is like I just think too highly of him to think that he can't reset his feet and see Garrett coming wide open on this little crossing route. This is a ton of room in the NFL. Layer the ball over the top. I think he could do it. But no, it's Devontae and check down. And my biggest issue besides that is you're throwing this ball to Brees at the 29-yard line, 10 yards behind the sticks on 3rd and 6. It's not good football, man. And I don't know. He didn't get it. I think the Jets went for it. And I don't remember what happened after this play. But I don't know if they got it on the 4th and 2. I could look at that in a sec. But look, man, it's a 3-man rush with Conklin shipping their best pass rusher. So, like, it doesn't have to be one read there, hitch, ball out to check down. It just doesn't. The defense is baiting you to do that because they have 8 guys dropping. They're baiting you to throw this ball. Like, hey, just go check it down. We'll rally. We got 3 guys on 2 here. We'll rally and go get that. And Garrett's just running this crossing route that's perfectly vacated in the middle of the field against Tampa 2 with 37 running the pull on Lazard's seam. Lazard takes up 2 guys. Boom, reset your feet. Boom, Garrett right over the middle in this window. That's my eyes. And if that was Rodgers, I'd be saying it. If it was Zach, I'd be saying it. So it's not like preferential treatment here at all. It's not good enough to me. And again, I don't know how they coach it in the staff room. I don't know if they're saying, hey, on this play, it's Devontae to check down. For me, I'm Rodgers. I know how good I am. 3-man rush. We're not just taking what the defense gives us on 3rd and 6 and saying, hey, I'll check the ball down 10 yards behind the line of scrimmage. I mean, behind the sticks to gain and be okay with it. It's not. I would never think that way. I'm not able to think that way. And this was actually, I can't find when this was. Maybe this was no, I can't find it. Okay, I don't know when this was. If someone in the chat knows, or Jake, if you know, I don't know when.
Because what if they were maybe like, I don't know, just like what if the thought process was, hey, I know we're going to go for it on 4th down, so I just want to take the safe throw to get us closer. That's the only thing I could think of there because you're right. Yeah, it's a 3-man rush.
Right. I'm trying to find right now where in the game this was because this ended up being 4th and 2, and then I don't know if they got it. Now I'm having trouble finding it. Okay, it wasn't in the first half.
Well, was this on the last play on the 4th and 2 before they just had to kick the field goal because they had nothing there? No, but didn't he throw to the end zone one last time?
Yeah, no. It's like I can't. It's like this wasn't even. I'm going through the whole box score right now. I mean, the whole play-by-play, and I can't find it. Jets didn't have that many drives.
No, they only had 3 in the first half.
Yeah, so.
And they had a 9-minute drive to start the 3rd quarter, and they didn't get any points on it.
You know what? If you're okay with it, Jake, I'm just going to hit. Let's go to NFL Pro, and let's just see exactly when this was. Because I'm actually curious now. I'm not exactly sure. Because I just looked through the entire. That's odd. All right. Well, let's just figure this one out all together.
Here we go. little behind the curtain here.
Yeah. Okay. So this is for everyone that wants to know what I do. I'll just click Aaron Rodgers, 71 plays. I'll just go to all his passes, 44 dropbacks, and here we go. So let's see when this was. Okay, it wasn't in the first half. Well, you know what I should be doing is just clicking Brees receptions. This is so odd that I just can't. I mean, I know this was in the, you know what? Let's just do that. It's way easier. Brees Hall receiving. No, well, that's, okay, let's just see. Brees. I know you didn't get 15 yards there.
This is riveting content for the people.
I mean, if someone, I will gift a membership. If I'm like freaking out that I can't find this out. I will gift a membership if someone tells me when this play was.
Did this play actually happen?
It's here. This is it. I'm thinking it's like a 7-yard gain because he threw it behind the sticks. Okay. It was on 3rd and 6. 4th and 2. They went for it, got it. So you know what? It didn't matter. How about that? Good on them.
But that's what I was saying. Like I think he checked it out of here because he knew they were going to go for it on 4th down. So that's maybe that had something to do with the thought process.
Right, which is fine. I mean, then it's not fine, but like I'm just trying to show. Yeah, I'm just trying to show Garrett's open a lot. But I get the thought process for sure.
I still would like to see Garrett get the ball more, but I also feel like that's why like down distance situation of the game that all matters because Rodgers has openly talked about how he plays quarterback like he's playing Stratomatic baseball with like certain percentages on certain throws and all that. That's the only thing I could think of because he knew they were going to be aggressive on 4th down on the next play. Right.
So then, it worked out. He had that absolute dime to Devontae, and good on them. So we can move on now that we figured that one out. So that was the first quarter.
Quick super chat here from Purple Belt Mike, who writes in, Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. I counted 5 plays. Garrett was open and got shafted by Rodgers. I'm out on Rodgers. Don't let the door hit you on your ass on the way out. He's washed and killing the vibe with our youth. Shake my head. Mike, I think you got to calm down, buddy. You got to calm down. I don't know if you were feeling that way, I don't know, a week ago. Like, let's let it play out. 2 more games to go, and then let a new GM and head coach decide what they want to do. But I will give you some good news, Mike. Your $20 super chat gets you in the Asmaniac raffle for tomorrow. 5 tickets under Purple Belt Mike's name.
Ladies and gentlemen, sports fans of all ages, welcome to the event of the year, the moment.
I hit the wrong button. I meant to hit this.
It's the Asmaniac membership raffle. For every membership gifted, you receive 1 ticket entered in the raffle to win epic prizes.
Thank you. All right, back to the film review we go.
All righty. So this play, I don't remember exact. I didn't write down exact down and distance, but again, I'm just gonna run it. I just have a thought that it's funny. They kept dropping 8 and like saying, okay, like let's just let Rodgers beat us, and he kept checking it down. Right here, this is a Yankee concept. So what you're gonna have is Devontae on a post, Conklin on a seam/post. Garrett on the over route. So what you're really trying to do is clear this area. That's why I think this is a bad miss from Rodgers. You're clearing this void, and again, you get great, perfect post-snap coverage. Pre-snap, you think it could be man, because man possibly man with a linebacker on Conklin. And the Jets keep 6 in Rutgers on a check and release, and they drop another D lineman. I guess they rushed 4, sorry. But you get Tampa 2 again. So you get 4 under, 3 deep with this guy running the pole. So Conklin's clearing he's voiding the entire middle of the field. Devontae's clearing this corner out on the post. And Garrett, your best guy with the ball in his hands after the catch, is running the over route. So again, I just don't, it's like, it's like, what is the thought process? These are the questions I'd be asking, because Rodgers hits the top of his drop. I don't know what he's looking at, to be honest. Like, that's why I'm always trying to see with the quarterback. Like, where's his helmet stripe? He's looking to what? Devontae's post, and he sees the DB's over the top, and they also have help on the back side. And then he's like, okay, Devontae's post isn't open. I'm just going to go check it down. Because look at his footwork. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1 hitch, 2 hitch, ball out. But there's no pressure. Like, AVT does a great job picking up this stunt inside. They try and run this TE stunt, tackle and stunt. Boom, AVT does a great job. And this pocket is as pristine as you're going to get in the NFL. So hang in there. Right here, hang in there. You, like, in my eyes, he knows this is the developing route across the field. So why are we looking at Devontae? And then right now he's throwing the ball to check it down. And you have this whole area of the field that's about to get voided for this concept. Like, I know that this DB just went to go spring on the flat because the ball was thrown, but he's in a bind. It's a cover 2 corner. He's squatting. He's playing the flat and then trying to rob anything over the top in this area, which is the bad part of cover 2. It's the part where you want to exploit if you're an offense. So again, I just don't know if Garrett's running for fitness or if this play was, hey, we're going to try and hit Devontae on the skinny post the whole way. But post snap, once you see the coverage, which it's easy for Rodgers to detect, it's 2 high safeties, linebacker running the pull in Tampa 2, and 4 under. It's very easy. And this is like when he throws it, no one's within 5 yards of him. So why are we just throwing the check down rather than letting the play develop? That's what I'm really been struggling with Rodgers.
Yeah, and the excuse in the past was, well, he's not healthy, so he can't drive the ball downfield. But he's been healthy now for 4 games in a row. So I don't get it.
Exactly. And it's not, and the other excuse was, well, we're running play action and we're not blocking. I mean, that guy's on the 50. I mean, on that side of the 5-yard line, he's on this side. It's 5 yards. There's no one. It's not like you're under pressure and you have to go check it down to one of our 8 tight ends that have 0 yards after the catch ability. It doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't. I know this concept because I've seen it ran before, and I know that Garrett is the read. This is why I wish sometimes I could text Rich Cimini and say, hey, do you mind running this past Rodgers? Because I just want to know an explanation. I'm just genuinely curious how it's taught and what his thought process is, because it does not make sense to me, and this has happened a lot this year.
Hit the like button if you're just tuning in. We're breaking down the all-22 film from the Jets-Rams matchup with Andrew Fialkow, who knows a thing or two about film. And you can check out his full reviews every week over at jetsxfactor.com. I believe this is the play that pissed off the fan base the most. This is the 4th and 4 fade to Devontae, but I'll let you take it away from here.
Yeah, it's funny. It did piss the fan base off the most, and I'll just run it from the sideline angle and then just give my 2 cents on it. I completely understand why it pissed the fan base off. It's funny, though, that it's the right decision in the
Play it on a loop. Go ahead.
In the Rodgers offense, it's essentially the right decision. Like Garrett was on the other side of like Garrett was saying last week, if it's one-on-one, throw the fade. That's all that Rodgers did here. It's one-on-one, and he throws the fade. Now, in my eyes, is this at all the right decision? Absolutely not. But this offense, what we're going to get here is, okay, one-on-one with Devontae, he's going to run the fade. Garrett, and then you have mesh on the other side. There's so many variations of you could run it in and run it from, but you're going to have Garrett on a little shallow route. I think Conklin on the shallow route, which this linebacker ends up taking, and I think Lazard's going to go over the ball. So the ball's already released, but you're going to have Garrett on this little shallow cross. Conklin's going to be taking these guys, and the line to gain is at the 9-yard line. So you hit Garrett on the shallow here, he's going to get upfield easily. He almost has Lazard and Brees as like built-in blockers, because Brees is running a little rail route, which is the wheel route on the mesh. But again, pre-snap, Rodgers sees man-to-man. Post-snap, this safety gets no depth, and it's 1, 2, 3, ball out. 1, 2, 3, ball out. And he'll take it every single time. And it wasn't a good enough throw. It's not a high probability route concept at the goal line. I mean, in the red zone. And I'm just saying it was the right decision in Rodgers' eyes, and he'll take that 100 times out of 100. And that's another massive issue with this offense.
I think like when you explain it, it makes sense why he did it. Like that's the stuff
Mhm.
that we get from having you on. But I also see Garrett's frustration being like, "Hey man, I'm wide open and it's 4th and 4. We don't need to go for the end zone here." And also, it fits the narrative that people want to put out there. Oh, he only looked to Devontae because he's
Right.
trying to get his 500 touchdown with Devontae being the one to catch it. And I get it, but I feel like Rodgers, even if he was at like 494 touchdowns, might have still made this same throw too. Is that fair to say?
Yeah, I think he's probably going to be upset with himself that he like underthrew it. Look, Devontae has to like make a catch. It's better on this one. Good coverage, but I mean that's look where the ball's
Underthrown.
landing.
Yeah.
And Devontae, you'd really want to lead Devontae almost to the back pylon. It's either going to be back shoulder or back pylon for a fade route. And well, who am I to say? These guys have been running this forever together, but it's sometimes I just don't like understand. It's 4th and 4. We can go get the 4 yards with Garrett, and then you could go run another fade to Devontae on first down. The fourth down aspect of it for me really, really hurts
Right.
because
That's the issue. This is first down. It's like, okay, you took your shot. Now you
yeah,
have a different play. It's 4th and 4, and you have a guy open to get the first down to keep the drive going.
exactly. So you're going to say that on 4th and 4, your best play is running a back shoulder or a fade to Devontae. Maybe 7 years ago that was fair, but not this year. They haven't been that great with it with each other. There's a couple plays from yesterday where they're not on the same page on a little stick route. So look, man, there's ways you could get pass interference here. A lot could go right, but again, it's 4th down, and you have this dude running a shallow cross with Conklin coming on another shallow, Lazard running over the ball, and Brees running you have a good concept ran. And I don't know, man. Again, I just think that if they asked him, he would say that this is exactly what I wanted, and I would do it again if I got the chance. So, my eyes, that's the offense's problem with him at the helm, and that's the scheme's problem being stubborn enough that they think that this is still going to work. It was 9-6. We were winning 9-6 here, Jake. This was the play I think I said I wouldn't have been shocked if they kicked the field goal. I wouldn't have been mad about it. But you want to go run like this low probability pass where I know it's buddy ball and you guys have been doing this forever, but I don't know. It's not like number 4. It's different if you're like, hey, we're gonna run you on a fade and slant because this whole side is vacated. No, it's no runaway stuff. It's just a low probability to the sideline. You got to go make a play, Devontae, and it's not always gonna work at this point in their careers.
I just think if Rodgers is here next year, because he said again today, him and Devontae are going to have to redo their deals. And Rodgers even went as far to say, I've taken a pay cut in the past, or I've showed I'm willing to do that. I think Rodgers is definitely open to that if the Jets hire a coach that wants him and vice versa. But I don't want Aaron back if we're running this offense again. Like we have to modernize the scheme here, and there has to be a real buy-in from Rodgers. And if he's not bought in, he won't be the quarterback next year. It's as simple as that.
Yeah. I just don't know what else needs to be said. It's not like I'm so out on Rodgers. I'm extremely high on him as a person. I know not a ton of people are. Obviously, I'm a huge fan of the way he's played football over the years, and I thought this was going to go a lot better. But there's points where he's just stubborn and wants to be a Superman to his fault. Like you're 41 now, and I wrote back to someone on Twitter last week, and they said, "What's the issue with our offense?" And I said, "Our offense, the scheme relies on players to win. It's not the players relying on the scheme to win for them." And that's the best way I could define it. And that's not even like that. That's not all the time. I'm about to show this play right here, and I think the scheme does a good job getting Conklin wide open, and Rodgers just, again, it's every game he has these weird turndowns where his eyes aren't in the right spot, and it's just not normal from him that it usually is from him.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you're watching the show live, there's a guy in the chat that during the first show today was firing up the Asmaniacs. His name is William York. And guess what? There's now been a bounty that has officially been placed on William York. Sound the alarms. Bounty gate underway. Chat, it's up to you. 10 super chats of any kind, and William York will be sent to the hole immediately.
Did he do something?
Yeah,
What
he's
did he-
just been trolling people. He thinks he thinks we haven't noticed. The people have paid attention, and an Asmaniac Bounty Gate on Festivus just feels right. The airing of grievances just feels right.
Very fair.
Anyway, Andrew, continue with your breakdown.
All right, so two plays left. So this is 3rd and 6. I think this was in the third quarter. This was the fumble, actually, Jake. Maybe you have a better idea. This is the fourth quarter, wasn't it?
This was like the beginning of the fourth quarter, wasn't it? When he
Right.
had that fumble. Yep.
Yeah. Yep. So you always wonder when you watch the broadcast, you're like, if he's holding on to the ball for so long, like you want him to get the ball out, but what's going on downfield? Because they don't show you anything downfield. You're literally watching this the entire game. That's why I almost hate watching the games on broadcast because you have no idea really what's going on downfield. So here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Rodgers hits the top of his drop. What you have here is quarter, half from the Rams, and I guess what is it? It's just 2x2 condensed to the boundary, open to the field. So 2x2. They're showing blitz. They drop out, and they actually send 4. And I said that they were in quarter, half here, meaning like quarter. Actually, I don't know what they're in here. This looks like did I write that? Yeah, quarter, half, but it looks like they're almost in like a 3 deep, 4 under. Whatever. I would say quarter, half with this safety. I mean, with this corner just doing that because of the condensed formation. Anywho, you have go route from Lazard, out from Devontae. Again, we should probably look to see where's Rodgers' eyes at first. It looks like he's just looking to Devontae right away. So looking to Devontae, he didn't like it. You have Garrett on. You have a little high-low with Garrett and Conklin. Garrett on the shallow, Conklin on the over-the-ball sit. Top of his drop, I just don't know why his eyes aren't getting to the next part of the field. Like, look what happens. Garrett is going to sit in zone, which is right, on the shallow. And Conklin is right above him, wide open. And Rodgers is still over there. But when I went to the end zone angle, it's like, it's even more weird because, look, his eyes are over there. Now his eyes are over here. Now his eyes are over there. Now his eyes are back to the rush. Now he's panicking. Now he's over there again. Now he's panicking. Now he gets out of it. Now he's looking right at Conklin. So right now he's looking right at Conklin. This is looking at Conklin, and look where Conklin is while he's staring at him. Now this safety is almost in on there. So he's like, okay. But right here, the ball should be out by now. And again, it's just like I don't know where his eyes are and what his feet are doing. Because that's what if you ever want to understand what a quarterback's thought process is, his feet and eyes, that's where it should be. So that's a weird drop for me. His drop takes him outside the pocket, then back in. Now he's looking to Devontae. It's not there. Right now, Conklin, you can release this ball over 97 and hit Conklin right here. You could. It's just anticipating a window. But his eyes are down now looking at the rush because Brees is on a safety. Now he's looking at Garrett, doesn't like it. Looking back at Devontae, doesn't like it. Never looks at Conklin. Now he's looking down. Okay, I'll go make a play. Now looks again and then fumbles. So I don't know. I don't know what's being coached. I don't know what Rodgers is thinking. But, okay, he just got off Devontae. So he's like, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm at the top of my drop. So top of the drop, that's when essentially you want the ball to come out. Top of the drop, hitch, ball out. Top of the drop, ball out. That's good timing. All the quarterbacks get the ball out when they hit the top of their drop. You could watch it all the time. Watch tonight when Jordan Love hits the top of his drop. If the ball comes out, normally going to be a completion because that means they're playing with good timing and the accuracy is going to be there because the receiver's route is on the timing of the drop and he's probably going to be open. So right now you're at the top of your drop. Just layer this ball over to Conklin. He's kind of looking at it, it looks like here. It's hard to mirror up with the end zone angle. But I think he could throw it. Then he gets antsy in the pocket. Brees gives up a pressure, and he starts running around, and they force a fumble.
Changed the whole game.
Yep, completely did. And it was, again, third and 6 here. So, again, I'm never watching the games and thinking, damn, Downing's calling a bad game. And that was always what I was leaning on with Hackett. I'm not. There's plays to be made, man. And whether this was, again, Rodgers getting fooled by the coverage post-snap, because pre-snap, you're kind of seeing zero here, which cover zero means like maybe all these guys are coming, man. But I wouldn't think that because this safety is still over the top. unless you maybe would have a corner blitz here. That's what I would be keying in on. But no, then they just drop out into coverage and they run five under 3 deep. And like once Devontae's not open, work this high low. Because at worst, you just rip this into Garrett and hope he gets 2 yards to get the first down. Like Lazard's not winning this one-on-one. You're not throwing that up. Devontae's gave up on his route. So right when you see that off the drop, like right away, he sees it. He should be off it now and work this high low. Garrett does the right job, settling in between 97 and 0. This is a freaking D lineman. So like we got to work the middle of the field. And then he dances around and fumbles and almost gets his knee crushed. So there's just plays like this all over the film.
Ugh. It's so frustrating. Before you get to the next play, can I give you some breaking news?
Mm-hmm.
Ladies and gentlemen, buckle up.
Breaking sports news on the Jake Asman Show.
It appears like the Bobby Midnight walking pad that was ordered by the big fella has arrived at the Midnight Complex.
Hi, guys.
Is that the walking pad?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
The big and fat.
Here comes the diet, baby. It's going to reach new heights.
Oh, you're doing good. That before 9 o'clock today. So that's 9 p.m. And they delivered to the wrong door because my friend Michael next door gave it to me. I knew they do. They don't come in the back and deliver the stuff. They do it in the front of the house and the side. That's why.
That box is bigger than you.
I know. I'm sitting on the chair.
Where's the orange chair or the salmon chair?
No, I'm sitting on my computer chair.
Well, good luck with that, Bob.
I think it.
Ladies and gentlemen, the walking pad has arrived. All right, Andrew, continue with the film review.
I actually thought I was like, what could the Jets have done? But all right, last play I got, end of the game. This was when it was a 10-point game. I'll just run it through, and then again, I don't mean to like this is not even a play I'm gonna say is bad on Rodgers, because it's not. This is a good play from Rodgers. He's on time, on target. It was 3rd down. But I'm just saying, like, these opportunities I was doing this, like, looking for Garrett open opportunities. These are all over the film. So what you're going to get is 5-man rush, man coverage. He's going to play over the top on Adams. This safety is going to go rob the middle of the field. So any crosser that comes, he's going to rob. And then this guy could, like, even get off the man. If Garrett runs across you could go man him, and then he could peel off, like, if you play coverage like that. But Rodgers never looks at him. So I'm again, disclaimer. Not on Rodgers. I just want to show that Garrett is consistently going to be open at all times. And I don't know. I'm guessing if 3-by-1, you have the leverage. You want Devontae on the slant all day. I love that. So again, this could be a rep that I look as good for Rodgers. I think this is a good job, him hitting the top of his drop and getting the ball out to Devontae. And this was 3rd and 9, I think. So that's fine. I just want to say, again, this dude, he's going to win all the time. And, like, we don't see these opportunities for him. Like, the ball's already out. That's not the point. But if, let's say, Devontae wasn't open, I'm throwing this ball all day, every day to Garrett. Anytime he's in man coverage, I'm throwing it to him. And I think that's kind of what's happened with Devontae coming out, that he's been getting all the looks, it feels like, to some extent at some point. But again, this was literally just put on film. I just recorded this to show that Garrett's winning, not just in the first quarter, second quarter, third quarter. This is the fourth quarter when they're down 10 and things aren't going well. And he's winning on vertical routes. He wins on crossing routes. He wins on everything. So again, just per se, if Devontae wasn't open on this quick slant, I'm giving Garrett this shot all day. But that's all the film I got.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have a lot of stupidity in the chat right now that needs to be addressed immediately. First things first, William wrote in before that the Asmaniacs love him and that he will not be sent to the hole. Well, can I interest you in a comment from William York where he says, Jake's thoughts on Steve Belichick as the Jets' next head coach? So that's starters on William. We also have to address this comment here from Evan McDonald. Where's Garrett Wilson? He's such a diva, probably crying on the sidelines while Adams carries this team on his back. In fact, if you were watching the show, Evan, you would see that Garrett Wilson is on the field, and a lot of times he's open. So, Evan, we appreciate your comment, but we'll see you later.
Into the shadow realm you go.
Aaron Rodgers being voted the most inspirational Jet by his teammates is legit one of the saddest things I've ever heard.
Can I say this too about Garrett Wilson? I understand he's frustrated, and I like that he's frustrated because it shows he cares. But if he requests a trade, the Jets could just say, we're not trading you. Simple as that. And if I'm the Jets, what I would do to smooth things over this offseason is I'd offer him an extension. His price is only going to go up. He's proven he's quarterback proof. I think he's a high character dude. He's a guy I would pay. And he's someone that plays a premium position in today's NFL. He's shown to be durable. He's a guy I'd pay. So that's how I think this ends ultimately. It ends with him getting a contract extension. He might do the diva wide receiver thing and request a trade like a bunch of these other guys have done, but that doesn't mean he's going to get traded. T. Higgins requested a trade. He didn't get traded. We saw Deebo Samuel and Brandon Ayuk in back-to-back off seasons request trades. Guess what? They got paid. They didn't end up getting traded. So look, the reality is Garrett Wilson should call up Mike Evans. He should call up his Ohio State buddy, Terry McLaurin, and talk to those guys about how they dealt with losing while they were still really good players, and they obviously wanted to win a lot more. So I get Garrett's frustration. I also wouldn't trade him unless someone's offering me as a starting package at least 2 ones and probably more if I'm moving off Garrett Wilson, because I think it'd be ridiculous to trade him.
Yeah, I agree. I think having the right GM involved, I think they will try and smooth things over with him and get him a long-term deal. I can't see them wanting to trade him really. And then I don't ever respond to I try not to respond to the chat, but there's just one thing I saw. It's not like a bad thing. Andrew's being a little biased, cherry picking some plays. I just want who said that? PZ Western. I watch every play, and obviously we don't have 3 hours for me to go over all 44 of his dropbacks. So I try and give you guys the best plays that will give the story. If you want to go back and watch the 44 plays, or you want to pay me to do it for you, it doesn't make a biased point. I'm just saying this happens a lot during the games. But I'm not giving you guys all 44 dropbacks. Rodgers played well in the first half. There are a lot of times where he was missing reads and missing Garrett and just checked down happy in the second half. That's the bottom line. But obviously, NFL Pro is $5 a month. I'm shamelessly plugging that for no reason. But if you want to go watch the dropbacks, you're more than welcome to.
Alan writes in, Stroud to Wilson, Herbert to Wilson. Sounds right. Nobody would be happier to see the Jets trade away all their good players and win 4 games next year than Alan. Alan, you're a schmuck. Goodbye.
Now look what you've done, Alan. No more protection from the Asmaniacs. Had to pull you out of the chat and cast you down with the sodomites. Some time in here will feel like you've been run over by the lane train. You understand me? You catch my drift? Give him another 24 hours to think about it.
If you defend Allen because you think, oh, he gives an alternate opinion on things. No, he hates the Jets. He's not a Jet fan. So stop pretending like he is, people. You're making a mistake every time. What Jet fan would say Stroud to Wilson, Herbert to Wilson sounds right? No, that should piss you off if you're a real Jet fan. But because Allen gives Bobby some super chat money. He's a really good guy. He's a schmuck, please.
Yeah. I mean, I can't imagine any real Jet fan saying that, and that's not normal. For if you want to keep Garrett, I mean, maybe he wants Garrett to leave. I don't know.
It's a joke. Also, Bobby Midnight, can you give us an update on the construction here of this walking pad?
I'm trying to get it open, Jake.
Oh, you better get it open soon, Bobby. Let's go. You got to start exercising.
Jake.
Bobby, that sweater is awesome, man.
Well, he's been wearing it for 7 days in a row.
I think
Bobby, here's the deal. I'm going to send Alan to the hole almost every day unless you get that walking pad open. Since we know that you're such a big Alan guy, maybe that will motivate you.
I'm trying to open it. Just quiet down.
I can't quiet down after what you said about me earlier.
Oh, just shut up.
No, I won't. I won't stand for such a thing. For those who missed it, let's go live to the Bobby Midnight Show earlier today.
What's up with this Bobby Midday show going on here?
2 shows a day now.
Bobby, I thought you were going to get a real job. This is your job again?
Don't worry about it.
Bobby, let's just say I'm watching you.
I'm watching you too. And I hear his big mouth too.
I wish you the best of luck in your future endeavors, but my time on your show after that snarky, rude comment is over.
What the? He's not even on. What did I say to him? I didn't say anything. What the fuck? I'm not going to step over his little princess toes and get him all ruffled up panties. He just started another show up. He just had one.
So what's wrong with that, Bob? Why are you complaining about that?
Well, he came on mine and bitched about mine.
Yeah, in a joking manner. Because in the grand scheme of things, it doesn't matter. You're bitter, and I think we can tell that.
But I have to go. But Bobby, I appreciate you yelling at Jake. That made my day. Jake has too big of an ego for a small guy.
damn.
Hey, what up, Jake? Got a little bit drunk last night. How y'all doing? Jake, if you could come back to me, I still need to wake up. Like I slept from 4 a.m. to now. So if you can come back to me, if you could. Yo, what up, Jake?
We'll check in with Bobby as he continues his construction of the walking pad. Andrew, I know you needed an intermission break. How was your bathroom break there?
I was thinking about what should I do, but I was just I was watching Bobby the whole time.
I mean, he took so many shots at me today on the program. It's all coming from Alan, people. I'm telling you. Alan can't get on this show, so he goes on the 7 other Jet shows there are a day to give the same opinions over and over again. And now he's influencing Bobby negatively, and it's sad what's happening here.
I did before your show. I think Bobby was on like an hour before I clicked on it because I'm subscribed. And Alan's on it. He's like, I don't even know who he was talking to, but he was just like crapping on like Bonesy, and I'm like, I feel like he always does it. He's like, those dopes, like they always have these takes that they're always wrong. And he is funny, to be honest, but
bad guy. Anyway, shout out to Zach. Zach, you might be the last person to get a raffle ticket today. Thank you. We're doing the drawing tomorrow. For those who missed the announcement earlier, I wanted to do something on Christmas Eve, give people one more show. So Zach, appreciate you being a channel member. Nick Sean writes in, what happens first? Bobby uses the walking pad or changes the sweater. # 7 straight days.
See, I thought he was like in the festive mood, and it was like I haven't seen him in that sweater yet, so I didn't know he was in the last week.
No, he's all about the sweater. All right, we'll do some calls with Andrew here. Final show after the film review here. Let's say hello to look at this. Your coworker's on the line, Connor Long. He's up first today. What's up, Connor?
Andrew, Jake, how you guys doing?
What's up, dude?
Great breakdown today. And Jake, I know where you stand. Head coach search. You're pretty much Vrabel. That's it. Point blank period.
Until he says no, that's my guy. Correct.
you have to get him in the building. But Andrew, I just wanted to know where you stand in the head coach search. Besides Vrabel, who are some names you really want the Jets to go after?
Ben Johnson, Liam Cohen. I like Vrabel. I would lean against Aaron Glenn, to be honest. I feel like we've done this like defensive coordinator, head coach thing, and we've done a lot of things, but I haven't delved so deep into it to see who's ready. To see who's going to be available. I also think Joe Brady is a bit of an under the radar guy who could definitely be getting a head coaching job next year. I'm more of the get the offensive guy to run the team and then let him bring his staff in, and then ideally get a DC like they had like Brian Flores in Minnesota, or like a general manager for the defense. Even freaking like I know me and Jake spoke about it, but like Saleh would be like perfect if you want to let him be the DC and run the defense, and have like a good offensive minded coach with a good staff around him. But that'd be my take. I think Vrabel can build a good staff, though. It seems like he's the favorite, but obviously you never know.
Yeah, right now Vrabel's my probably clear-cut number one candidate. I was looking at, like, for example, so his offensive connections from Tennessee are terrible. Like his best connection was Arthur Smith, but Arthur Smith's currently the OC in Pittsburgh, so he's not going to come over. Downing was his OC for a little while. So I was just kind of looking at like top OC candidates. I like McCown for the OC job. I like Tanner Engstrand, the passing game coordinator in Detroit. Marcus Brady's another one, the pass game coordinator in LA. But then I started to really think about this is a thought that just crossed my mind a little earlier today about the DC job. What would your guys' thoughts be if potentially the Jets brought in a failed head coach? Let's say, they decide to bring in maybe a Matt Eberflus to be the defensive coordinator of this team next year, or Antonio Pierce if he's let go of, which is most likely going to happen. What would your thoughts be there?
Jake, you got?
You can answer first, Andrew. Go ahead.
Pierce, I'm not high on at all. I think
not even as a DC.
Well, you tell me, Connor. But what was his? Did he? Why do I feel like he went from linebackers coach to head coach?
He was a linebackers coach. He went from linebackers coach to head coach, interim head coach.
I want more experience. Mayo. Yeah, I want more experience. Honestly, it depends on who the head coaching hire is, Connor. If they hire Liam Cohen, for example. Vrabel, whatever he wants to do works for me. I trust him. But if they hire a young, inexperienced coach, Ben Johnson, Liam Cohen, for example, I want to do what Sean McVay did when he was a young coach. He had Wade Phillips be his DC, an experienced veteran guy. Like, that's what I want, right? I want someone that could help the young head coach if that's the direction they go with a first-time head coach. Like, if you're going in the direction of hiring a first-timer, I believe you got to have a staff that maybe has one or two guys that have been head coaches previously. I thought Rex did a really good job at that when he hired his staff, right? He had Bill Callahan on it. He kept both coordinators, right? He kept Schottenheimer. He kept Westhoff. Mm-hmm. Like, I want experience on the staff if you're going with a first timer. If you hire Vrabel, I trust him to hire a good staff because he's done it and had success in the league before.
Yeah, I like, for example, Eberflus has experience as a head coach and a DC, and he was a DC in Indy, obviously. So he just crossed my mind. I'm like, what if you? And then for the offensive coordinator, two names that I put as potentially underrated head coach options, but I would 1,000% take as offensive coordinators. They're both with the Commanders right now. Brian Johnson, assistant head coach and pass game coordinator. He was an offensive coordinator in Philly for a little while. He did great work with Jalen Hurts. He's worked with a ton of quarterbacks in his career as a coach. And Anthony Lynn's another one, 4 years with the Chargers as a head coach, running back coach, and run game coordinator in Washington right now. He's been to the playoffs as a head coach. I wouldn't mind considering one of those guys for the OC job, but really appreciate you guys taking my call. Andrew, Jake, great stuff, and happy holidays, Merry Christmas.
Connor, what is it like to have the week off from school?
It's great. I also have next week off too, so I'm looking forward to it. Yeah, 2 weeks off, extra time to dig into all things Jets and really hone in on this offseason search.
Are you going to be pumping out content galore on your channel?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I love
1,000%.
Be careful. Bobby Midnight will be very mad if you're on at the same time he is. So just be careful.
I went on after him today. I was on at 3:15. It was right after he ended. I think he was on for like 4 hours today.
Yeah, I mean, he's taking up all the airtime, man. It's crazy.
Yeah. Appreciate you guys. Have a great rest of your day.
Good call, Connor. Always good to hear from you. He's taking all our jobs, Andrew. I mean, that's what's happening.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, starting that young, and he's very bright. So he's got a nice future ahead of him.
So I'm a man of my word. Board Fat, who I love, he goes, how much to get Allen out of the hole? And I jokingly wrote 10 memberships, and he did it on the spot. Board Fat, you're incredible. But I'm a man of my word. I removed Allen from the hole. So that schmuck bag is still watching. He's free to comment away.
It's the Asmaniac membership raffle. For every membership gifted, you receive one ticket entered in the raffle to win epic prizes.
Just remember, though, when Allen tries to tell you he's a Jet fan, he wrote Stroud to Wilson, Herbert to Wilson. Sounds right. Can't wait for Garrett to be traded. That'd be his dream. All right, he'd have to see a doctor because something in his pants would be lasting for 28 straight hours if they traded Garrett Wilson to the Chargers or they traded Garrett Wilson to the Texans. Oh, that would be the best thing for him. But anyway, a couple more calls here before we say goodbye to Andrew. And let me just shout out the people who got the memberships from Board Fat. Board Fat, that's 10 raffle tickets for you, so appreciate it. The Press Jet Fan, Modelis VJ4, Smitty PA, Jay Chunky, Yosef Sofer, Justin, and Chris75. Oh, there's a couple more here. C Lamb, Adam Page, all receiving channel memberships. So welcome to all our new channel members. More of your calls right now. Let's check in with the czar of all things butter.
What's up, y'all? How are y'all? Merry Christmas, Happy New Year's, y'all.
Where are the cornrows, by the way? The hair is
I was
different.
just gonna say, what's going on, man?
Took him out. I just got my hair cut. Man.
All right.
Yeah, very long hair, Gary. Man, that's flowing.
Yeah, I'll have the cornrows back.
Give us a spin around. Give us a twirl. Oh yeah. Anyone ever say you look like Edgar Allan Poe?
No, I've gotten the lead singer of the Mighty Mighty Bosstones. I've gotten Shakira's ex-husband. What was her name? Hang on. Piquet? What's that guy's name? Shakira's husband. Piquet? Is that his name? Gerard Piquet? Is that his name?
I'm not the wrong guy.
Yeah.
That's I've gotten Jay Leno, of course, because of the chin. Those are the ones I usually get. Leno. Do you guys are you old enough to remember the Mighty Mighty Bosstones?
I'm not.
It was a ska band from the 90s. I didn't think so. And then the soccer player that was married to Shakira. Those are the ones. Edgar Allan Poe. I don't really even. I know who he is. Obviously, I don't really know what he looks like. Do I look like him?
I think if he were here today, he'd say he's a big fan of your diet.
Hopefully. Fialkow. Quick question for you. Just best guess. Week 1, 2025 season. Who's the Jets starting quarterback?
This is the hardest question. Like, I can't believe how hard this question is, but it truly is. I think But best guess, Rodgers.
Okay, I'm starting to think that it's just financially it doesn't really make a whole lot of sense. But
I think he's redoing his contract. I've never been more convinced if the Jets decide they want him, he would take a pay cut, so the dead cap stuff goes out the window.
I think it would be because if he doesn't, he's going to be out of the NFL most likely.
I think he realizes that too. Yeah, I think he does realize that. Yeah.
I don't even think he's.
Who do you think? Who do you think?
If you would have asked me 2 weeks ago, I would have said Tyrod Taylor. Now I'm kind of leaning towards Rodgers too. Like I don't think they're going to start a rookie week 1, and I don't think they're going to get Darnold or Winston. I think it's going to be because if you pay Darnold, then you're going to have to take the $35 million cap. Then what are you going to have to pay Darnold? $25 million. So now you're paying $60 million to have average quarterback. More than $25 million a year for.
Dude, Sam Darnold's going to get over $40+ million a year. Yeah. Look at what Baker Mayfield
hell no. Got. He's had 5 bad years and 1 good year.
It doesn't matter though. Look at Daniel Jones's career. Look at Daniel Jones, and also look how many teams need quarterbacks. And I don't think he's leaving the Vikings, by the way. There's no way coming off now a 13+ win season. Who knows how many games they'll win over the last 2? They're going to get rid of this guy. He's been unreal for them. They're not getting rid of him.
I agree.
You're going to have to pay Darnold like a top quarterback?
Yeah.
Hell no.
He's not going to get top of the league money, but he's going to get he's going to probably he's going to be in that sweet spot of where like Baker Mayfield was with his deal, and where we saw like what's Baker's contract right now? I think that's the best comp for him. The same draft class, same year in the league. Baker Mayfield contract. He's going to 3 years, $100 million. Yeah, I mean
$33 million. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I'm out on that altogether. No way. Because then you pay Rodgers a cap of 35 to Rodgers. That's way too much money for below average quarterback play. Like no,
I don't think Darnold's not below average. I would say.
Not this year. He's been good, but
he's been very good. I've been critical of it, Gary. I didn't buy in completely, but you watch the film on him. You watch some of the throws he's made, specifically the last 5 games. He was good at the beginning. He's now taken his game to another level, I would say, these last 5 weeks.
I agree. But when someone's been one person for 5 years, and then in their contract year, all of a sudden they go all the way up here, you can assume that after they get that contract, their players are going to regress to the means.
I don't know,
they're going to be who they are.
I understand your perspective on that. I think it's fair with guys' contract years and all that. But let's think about Sam's career. Starts with the Jets, not in a good spot. We all would agree. Goes to Carolina, not in a good spot, learning a different offense. Matt Rule is a bad coach. He finally goes to Shanahan for a year, doesn't play. A reset year. Truly got to sit and just learn behind one of the game's best offensive coaches. Now signs a 1-year prove-it deal with one of the game's best offensive coaches in Kevin O'Connell, who proved he's a quarterback genius when we saw what he did with Josh Dobbs, who didn't know the playbook last year, and he's in a great spot. Like, I think Sam Darnold has proven if he's in the right spot, he could be a top 10 quarterback in this league. I don't think it's crazy.
Yeah.
Top 10?
It's the spot.
We all knew he had talent, Gary. There's a reason why he was the 3rd pick in the draft.
No, he was. I loved him out of USC. I thought he was going to be the franchise. I thought he'd be here. He'd be a top-notch quarterback. I thought he'd be here for a long time. It didn't work out here, and then didn't work out in Carolina. What I'm saying is I can't give him $35 million a year. It's too much of a risk. Like, he's got too much bad stuff in the bank for me to say, yeah, I'm comfortable doing that. Maybe he'll work out. Maybe he'll be a good quarterback moving forward. He's still fairly young, right? What, he's 27? He's not old.
No, so, I love Sam. I think even if the Jets wanted him to come here, I don't think he'd want to deal with New York again. I think he's in a great headspace in Minnesota. His preference is to stay there. And if not there, he'll go somewhere else. I'm sure his parents and everyone around him, they hated the way the New York thing ended. He doesn't want to go back to that. He doesn't need that mess.
So then let me try this other thing then. If he's the quarterback, JJ, who I don't like JJ. I think JJ sucks. But if you do like
the caller or the former Michigan
I love the caller. I love the caller. The quarterback from Michigan, who wasn't allowed to throw the ball against Penn State because they have a good defense. Would you make a run for him? I mean, if they're going to keep Darnold, this is a bad draft class for quarterbacks. I think we can all kind of agree on that. Like, JJ was in this draft class. He'd go in the first round for sure. Would you make a run? I wouldn't, because I don't think he's any good. But, like, would you, Andrew?
But, I mean, I don't think the Jets will do that. I mean, you could kick the tires on it. I think if you're the Vikings, though, you kind of have a perfect setup if you re-sign Darnold, because you could have JJ sit another. You could have him sit another year. He just tore his meniscus. You could have him learn more. And honestly, I've been against the sitting things, but like sitting quarterbacks, I'm always in like let's get them play. Let's get mental reps or mental reps. I want him to be on the field. But like, look, Bryce Young sat for 2 weeks and looks like the number one pick that he was. Now all of a sudden,
He's good. He's
He's damn good. He's damn good. And it's little tweaks and fixes like resets that work. I don't know. Like Darnold took a reset. It worked for a year. JJ sitting behind Darnold for another 2 years. It's not the end of the world for the Vikings. He's on a rookie contract. And like, look what the Packers did.
Yeah, exactly.
So if I'm the Vikings and they have a really good GM, he's a long name. I forget. They got a good infrastructure there. You're 13-win team right now. I think you could think to yourself, hey, we add a couple. I don't even know what they're missing at this point. They're a very complete team. So again, if you think you could win with this quarterback, I would re-sign Darnold if I'm them.
I'd call the Vikings and see what it would cost to get J.J. McCarthy. And then if I hired a GM who was high on him in the process a year ago, I'd explore it. That's one way to get a young quarterback that maybe doesn't need to play right away, that is available, that you wouldn't have to trade a bunch of picks to move up in the draft to get that guy. It's another strategy in a weak quarterback class to maybe get a young guy that could sit and play if you go with the Bridge or Rodgers, whoever next year to start the season.
And then two other things real quick. I can vouch that Allen, I watched the Jet game with him, the Denver game. He was unhappy with the result. I can vouch he is a Jet fan, although there is that little bit, because Saleh was still the coach then, that little bit of I told you so, and he wants Saleh to kind of make the wrong decision so he can say there is a little bit of that. But he is a Jets fan.
But here's the problem with Allen, right? He's not a diehard Jet fan. He doesn't live and die with it like we do. If you're gonna write Stroud to Wilson, Herbert to Wilson, sounds right. I can't take you seriously as a real Jet fan. He's a knowledgeable sports fan. I'll give him that. But I can't take him seriously as a Jets fan. What if Garrett Wilson gets traded? That's never a good thing for the Jets to trade one of your best young ascending players. And I don't think he's going to get traded. But I'm saying if it got to that point, that'd be a horrible day for this franchise. And he's saying it sounds right. Like he's celebrating the Jets trading away a guy who's had a record start to his Jet career. He's about to be the second player in franchise history to have 3 straight 1,000-yard seasons. He's the first to do it since George Sauer. Think about that. That was in the 60s.
And on Bobby's show just today, he said that he thought Wilson was at least a top 12 receiver. So, like, we can argue where 10, whatever, it doesn't matter. That's a top-notch receiver. Like, there are 100 starting receivers, roughly 3 per team. Top 12 is really, really good. So he thinks he's good. So it's not like he thinks he's grossly overrated and doesn't want to pay him. He thinks he's good. He thinks he's worth the money. Yeah, I don't know why you'd want Wilson to go. I don't even like Wilson, like, nothing professionally. I think he's a hell of a football player. Just personally, I don't like him.
Just because that Texas thing.
Yeah, it's because of that. Yeah, he's making it sound like it's a little thing. Yes, just because of that. Yeah.
Didn't we look it up and figure out it wasn't even true?
Yeah. Do you think Garrett would ever Garrett, do you think Gary would ever take an L though? Come on now.
What would I take L for? He went to Lake Travis High School. He went to high school with Dick the Kicker. They went to Dick the Kicker's a year older, but they went to high school together.
He grew up
Dick
in Columbus.
Went to Texas.
He was born in the Columbus area, grew up there. We looked it up. What are you talking about?
He went to high school at Lake Travis, which is 11 miles.
Okay, his
Austin.
formative years were in Ohio, and he went to Ohio State, which is a better program at the time than Texas was.
Define formative. What do you mean by formative?
When he was young, when he was growing up, before he was, in high school.
Okay, but his high school years were spent in his years where he developed into a star receiver were done in Texas.
Tremendous. Yeah. I'm
exactly.
very happy to hear that.
He should have went to Texas. That's all I'm saying. He can do whatever he wants.
He should have went to the school that he wanted to go to the most.
He should have went to Texas. Texas takes care of Texans. Texans take care of Texas. That's the way it works. That's the unwritten agreement.
This is, of all the dumb takes you have, and there are many, this is right up there with any of the worst ones.
See, you guys aren't old enough.
Gonna eat it by the stick tonight.
You guys aren't old enough. Maybe some of the people listening are. Do you remember Felipe Lopez, the basketball player? Born in Dominican. Came over to New York. Was like the biggest.
I'm going to go mayonnaise.
Are you done?
Boy, I put butter on just about anything. Butter makes everything better. Butter for president. Butter for mayor.
Can I go?
Do you have to? No one agrees with you.
Lopez was the biggest basketball prospect ever, right? He's from the Dominican Republic, moved to New York City, became this hell of a prospect. They called him Dominican Jordan. And he didn't go to Kentucky because they had a better basketball program. He stayed loyal. He went to St. John's. He
Rick Kent says on the One Jets Drive show, Ohio State recruited him harder than Texas even did. So
Texas doesn't recruit you like that. Texas sends you a letter the day before. Everyone knows it sends you a letter the week before signing day, and they say, we'd like to offer you a scholarship. And you take it, and you be grateful for it. Now, they did lose prospects like this to Texas Tech and Texas and Baylor and stuff throughout the years.
Gary, I speak for the 347 people tuned in live right now and the thousands after the fact. Nobody cares, man. Any other points?
I think someone cares. They're responding to it, so they care a little bit.
Because you're nuts. You're insane.
Because I think the guy from Lake Travis, who had a career built for him in Texas by Texans.
He grew up in Ohio at the beginning of his life. You act like he just went rogue and went to Ohio State. He also went to a better football program than Texas.
Look, and now he wants out because he's disloyal. A zebra can't hide their stripes
couple
forever.
things. He never said he wants out. I think he's pissed off and frustrated because he's like us. He's tired of losing. Good God, man.
I pointed out before. He went to Lake Travis High School where he probably lost one game in 3 years. Then he went to Ohio State where you never ever lose, right? He probably
Alan
lost 3
writes
games
in.
there.
See, I told you I'm a man of my word. Alan's out of the hole. Gary, love you. Need to grow your hair long again.
It grows back. My hair grows back, Alan. And then, so he in 6 years of playing football, right, from 10th grade to college, he probably lost 5 games, right? So
let's talk about something more important. Bobby Midnight's walking pad has arrived. Should he eat butter sticks on the walking pad? Yes or no?
I know you should eat butter sticks at the table, maybe on the walking pad. You should eat the butter sticks and then go on the walking pad, or you can flip it around. It doesn't matter. You can walk first, but I don't really see why you'd eat the butter on the walking pad. Why would you eat the butter on the walking pad?
Gator writes in, Gary looks like Eddie Vedder after a fatal car crash.
Why? I mean, all right. He's got a lot to say about my looks. So it's a little weird. It's a little like I've never had somebody comment on another man's looks so much. It's a little funny.
What do you think he's doing with that?
He's a happily married man from what I understand. I'm just pointing out that it's a little weird to constantly. He's talking about my nose, my eyes. It's a little funny, Jake. If I came on here and started talking about your looks all day, you'd be like, why are you so involved in my looks? It's a football show.
I'd appreciate it,
man. What was that?
I'd say I'd appreciate it. I say thank you, man. You can manalize me if you want.
I don't wish to. You're both very handsome men. I'll just leave it at that.
Mike D's Nuts says Gary stumping for Allen is comical.
What did I say that was stumping for Allen? I said I can vouch he's a Jet fan, but there is a little bit of that I told you so when they fail.
Tommy says Gary is a Hofstra 10.
All right.
I'll take that.
Yeah. I mean, what? Look, I'm a guy. I don't really have to rate. Like, my number is not that important. Like, I'm not a chick, but I'll take it. I'm a 10.
Any other thoughts on your mind, Gary?
I did have something else.
We're going to win the college football playoff, Gary.
I think the finals are going to be Ohio State and Notre Dame. I'm kind of leaning. I think Ohio State has the best team, but they've just not been impressive this year. Notre Dame, outside of the one terrible loss, has dominated the season. So I'm going to go out on a limb here and say Notre Dame, but I have no confidence in any team. I don't think anyone's really good. I'm going to say Notre Dame.
What a redemption story for Ryan Day if Ohio State wins the whole thing.
Yeah.
I think they have the best team, so they should win. But, like, he's not a good coach. Who do you think, Andrew?
I mean, I love Oregon, but I feel like they're going to lose. They're playing Ohio State this week, next week, right? I think they're going to lose to them. I just don't think they're going to beat them twice in 1 year. I just don't see it. I would love Oregon to win, though. I'm a big Dan Lannon guy. But...
Gator has responded, you got me, Gary. I drool over your gorgeous broken nose and flowing Crypt Keeper hair.
Gator, my man, they're talking about my looks a lot.
Are we reaching Rumble territory for Gator and Gary, perhaps?
No, I love Gator. I think Gator is extremely talented. I think he's a funny guy. He's got something with my looks. He's mentioned it quite a bit. I got no beef. I don't really know what you want. But you can go over to carnivalbar.com, carnivalbar.com.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Gary free plugs must end. You're welcome, America. I ended it. Super chat here from Mister. Then I'll say goodbye to Andrew. I'll stay on for the rest of the calls here. Sauer retired after 6 years, and his team has sucked since. I think Rodgers controls his own future with his cap hit, $40 million to cut him. I will go out on a limb, and I don't think it's that much of a hot take, because I think we were debating Rodgers at his current contract versus someone else. I don't think that's the debate. I think Rodgers is willing to redo his deal, but I don't know what redoing his deal would look like just yet. But I can promise you, he's going to have to take a pay cut to remain the quarterback here. I think that goes without question. Based on his comments last week, he reiterated it and even went into a little more detail today. Referenced both he and Devontae need contracts if they're going to be here. We know Devontae does because he's never playing on his current deal. But this is the first time Aaron himself has acknowledged, I know I haven't played well enough, essentially, to warrant my contract for next year. So if he's willing to redo his deal, you're now comparing Aaron at whatever number it is and having Devontae versus the other alternatives. Because I don't think you have Devontae if Aaron's not here. I know there's a thought, oh, you could keep Devontae even without Aaron. I would be surprised if the Jets were able to pull that off personally.
The way he said it was like they're a package. He was like, I know if we stay that like Devontae's gonna have to take a cut and I'm gonna have to take a cut. So I think he knows. But yeah, again, we're gonna be looking at that story in a few weeks probably to see. Whatever. It's all about getting the right GM in place, Jake. I think we all know that. So
GM and coach, 100%, and they got to be aligned. This is not a Woody decision. This is not anyone else's decision other than the new regime coming in. You cannot, under any circumstance, force a new GM and coach to either keep or get rid of Rodgers. You got to let them decide. This job is only a somewhat attractive job based on the talent that's here if you're willing to actually give the GM and coach the autonomy to make the moves they want to make. Because what sells the Jets, Mike Vrabel, is the fact they don't have a GM and that you could find someone that if that's your guy, you could find someone that he wants to work with. And I don't know why Mike Vrabel wouldn't be your guy based on the other candidates that are out there, but the Jets are the Jets, so you never could be so sure.
Yeah. Well, we know who's doing the GM search is the guy that Woody fired. So
correct. but I will say this: Tannenbaum's not a dummy. Like, he's hired good coaches, so if he has a chance to get Vrabel, I think he would strongly consider that.
I do too. So hope we make the right decision. And we got 2 weeks left of the season, and then we're on to the off season, man.
What does the Fialkow Christmas look like?
I'll be going to, it's funny, Jake. I'll be going to church tomorrow, and then I'm going to be in Roslyn for Christmas.
Oh, the Long Island. Very nice.
So if anyone in Long Island, I won't be able to say what up, but I'll be there. So yeah,
you'll smell you'll breathe in the same Long Island air.
Yeah, definitely. But I wish everyone happy holidays. Your family, Jake, everyone's chat, their families happy holidays, and I guess I'll see you guys probably in 2025. Actually.
Damn, that's sad.
Yeah. Well, there it is, man. But yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, the great Andrew Fialkow, everybody. Fialkow21 on Twitter. Read his work, jetsxfactor.com. Hit the like button if you're just tuning in. Comments, questions, super chats. We'll cut the line. We got a bunch of heavy hitters on the line right now. So let's try and get to a couple calls. Let's say hello to Kyle Clifton, who's first. What's up, Kyle?
What's going on, Jake? A couple points. Sam Darnold, whether anyone thinks he's worth $35 million or whatever, he's getting paid this offseason, whether it's the Vikings or somebody else, because of the dearth of what's in the draft and what's out there in free agency. He's proven himself, and I think it kind of behooves the Vikings to bring him back. Ideally, if there was in a vacuum, they might be able to get away with the same type of deal that Daniel Jones got from the Giants. But that's out the window now. It's not like the Vikings took him, 6 overall. He came to them as a free agent. He proved his worth. He is going to get paid. There's no doubt in my mind.
100%. I actually think if they can't hammer out a long-term deal, they're going to put the tag on him just so they have more time to negotiate with him, because they can't risk losing him when they don't even know how healthy the guy that they thought would be their long-term answer, J.J. McCarthy, is right now.
Right. As far as Garrett getting traded, he's not getting traded to the Texans or the Chargers. The Jets are not trading him within the AFC
That
unless
would be
they
ridiculous. Yep.
It would be a ridiculous thing to do, and they would have to get a crippling return from one of their basically opposing one of their competitors. That's the only way it would make sense for the Jets to do it. And if you look at it makes sense that the Chargers would want him, but if you look at the investment that the Texans have made in their wide receiver room, they poured picks and money into that, and I don't think that makes any sense for them right now. Lastly, what a stark contrast yesterday between the Rams and the Jets. When you talk about first-year players, guys that they got in the draft, and not only in the first round, I think in the second round, in the late rounds, that were starting for them yesterday with Verse and Fisk and Bo Limmer. But we have a problem. Figure out a plan for a guy that we thought was the fourth best wide receiver in the class. We can't get him packages, right? If you think that he's having trouble, and I'm talking about Malachi Corley now, adjusting to the NFL game, then why wouldn't you just put in a whole bunch of packages for him and have him be a gadget guy? If that guy was the best gadget guy in the league for his entire contract and he was a third-round pick, then that's a great pick. But you have to make sure that you have a role for him, and they haven't been able to figure out a role. I think the kid can play. I don't think that they know how to use him.
I agree, and I think it just kind of highlights the disconnect between the coaching staff and front office. Like, you picked a guy and you had no plan for him. Like, how?
Right. So, it struck me that the Rams went from F those picks, now they need the picks, and now they're actually utilizing the picks, and they're utilizing them well with a plan, and we are adrift. That's a little frustrating. I was a big Joe Douglas supporter. At the end of the day, you have to win. I thought he had an eye for talent, but there were too many missteps, and that was one of them with Corley. So
yeah,
I appreciate your time as ever, Jake.
Kyle, good points. The biggest issues with Joe Douglas is that he messed up too many of the big things. He did pick some good players. He did make some good personnel moves. No one could dispute that. That's why there is talent on this team. He messed up too many of the big moves. The two biggest mistakes he made was hiring Robert Saleh, which got you this coaching staff. And the second biggest was Zach Wilson. And if you miss on coach and quarterback, very few GMs survive, and he still got 6 years. So, I was listening to Rex Ryan this morning on DiPietro and Rothenberg, which you could hear every day from 6 to 10 a.m. on ESPN New York. And starting tomorrow, you'll hear me in that time slot for the next 2 weeks. But I'm listening to Rex do his weekly appearance on that show. And, they basically asked him about the Athletic article. And Rex said what I felt, too. Where's that info coming from? Oh, people who failed who are trying to make excuses why they failed. And he's right. Look, I'm not telling you Woody's a good owner, but it's so lazy just to blame Woody. Woody is not telling Joe Douglas to draft Hamza Nasruddin on day 3. When we talk about Woody meddling, Rex is they got everything they asked for. Every move they wanted to make, they made. So what's the excuse? And I was someone who wanted to give this regime this year. My stance at this time last year was either both go or they're both back. And I understood bringing them back. But they didn't win. It was time for a change. And you got to get these hires right. Otherwise, you're going to continue to be the laughingstock of the NFL. I'm sick of it. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm seeing the chat. People want Bobby Midnight walking pad updates. Bobby, unfortunately, is not on hold anymore. I think he's boycotting the show. So I can't provide any updates on the walking pad unless he calls back in. That's the bottom line. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get to more of your calls right now. Let's say hello to a disgruntled purple belt Mike. Hello, Mike.
Yo, question. Are you going to be interviewing Rex next week?
Next Monday, I believe he will be on the show.
Can you ask him some Asmaniac questions?
What should I ask Rex Ryan, assuming he does his weekly spot next Monday with me when I fill in?
Because he already said today that he wouldn't answer questions about quarterback. But
right, but what he said in the past, though, Mike, was that if he were the Jet head coach, he would keep Aaron Rodgers as the quarterback, as long as he'd be willing to run a modern offense, is what he said. So
And that's so my question to him would be, if you were hired, who would your offensive staff be, and who would your top GM candidates be? I like because they never asked him that.
Yeah, I don't know if he would say that though, but I could definitely do my best to get info in regards to like the process. I think Mike Tannenbaum promised him an interview, and in exchange for that interview, they told Rex, stop answering questions about the job publicly. We will get you an interview. Like Rex went on the campaign to get in the room. I think Tannenbaum, as a friend to him, and to get Rex to stop running his mouth, said, we'll get you an interview, but you can't keep talking about it publicly. So I think that's why today you noticed in his appearance with the guys, he didn't say a whole lot when they asked him about the Jets' future.
Yeah, he said nothing really. He said nothing at all.
Yeah, but in the past, he said everything, including what his plan would be for Rodgers. So we know his true thoughts. In fact, I have a segment planned for that tomorrow. I'm going to pull his old audio on Rodgers and do the little compare and contrast.
Hell yeah. The other thing is Ricky NY mentioned in the chat about one of the safeties. I didn't do any draft prep for anything, so I was wondering if you had anything on that guy, that safety.
Oh, the Starks from Georgia, I believe, is the top guy.
I thought he said a South Carolina guy. I'm not sure.
I don't know. I haven't done any draft prep yet. I can't even go there yet.
Gotcha. All right, man. Good stuff with Fialkow.
Mike, appreciate it as always. And I agree with your little line under your name there. In Vrabel, we trust. That's the guy. Make him say no. Make Mike Vrabel say no. That's my philosophy. No one could question Woody Johnson if he brings you the most qualified candidate on the market, who has said that he would take the job if he likes the GM.
I talked to Mike Vrabel. Mike said, he said, I would take the Jets job. I just don't know who the GM would be. I'd have to like the GM.
Make him like the GM. JV writes in, ask Rex why he abandoned us. If you think, you know what, you're just a troll. Oh, too many of you guys out there today. Farewell.
If the Jets get the good fortune of Alt being there at 10, if they don't take him, they should be shot.
Fools. I tell you, fools. Ladies and gentlemen, I believe history is about to be made on the show. For the very first time, it appears like Bobby Butter is on the walking pad.
Yes, Jake, you're a pain in my butt too. So thank you very much.
I?
Yeah, when you played that thing, embarrassed me. Oh, hurry up! I got it set up. All right.
You're the one who called back in. Why are you mad at me?
Well, people wanted to see it, so I want to show everybody, not you, though.
No, not me. Well, okay, I'll put you in the hole then if you're going to play this game. Yeah, that's right.
Let's see.
What's the speed right now?
I don't know. I just started.
Why are you yelling at me?
I'm going to stop.
Stop yelling at me.
7. Hey guys, see, I'm doing it right now. Thank you, big fella. Love you very much. Come on my show, I'll do more. I promise. We're doing good over here.
Now you're going to wash that sweater, right? Because you're going to be sweating from the walking pad.
Yes, I will, Jake. Okay, have a good day, Jake.
That's it? You're done?
Yeah, I'm going to show it on my show.
Ooh. All right, see you later, Bobby.
Okay, bye. Oh, you didn't even... I shut my own thing. All right.
Ladies and gentlemen, Bobby Walking Pad. A debut unlike any other. Alan writes in, poor Bobby. Alan, are you anti-Bobby getting exercise? I knew you were a bad guy for the Garrett Wilson take earlier, but now, confirmed bad guy. Unbelievable. M123 says Bobby dies live on the show. He will not. He's going to get healthy, folks. He's going to be running on that walking pad in no time. That's the goal here. Less butter, more walking. Ladies and gentlemen, let's check in right now with a legend around these parts. Some have speculated he might be the #1 overall seed in the Asmaniac Madness tournament coming this March. Ladies and gentlemen, we say hello right now to one of the all-time greats, a man who sits on a couch, we believe, all day long, a man who has an all-time intro. Chiefs fan is up next.
It's Chiefs fan. Guess what? I'm still looking for a job, bitches. It's Chiefs fan. I'm just going to rub my hands together all day. It's Chiefs fan. There's a whole lot of DNA on this couch. Let's hear it for Chiefs fan. Look, it's my dead neighbor that I didn't kill.
Gator, every single time I'm having a shit day that brings a smile to my face. Love you, brother. But today was going to be good, but I decided to go out drinking, stayed up to 4 o'clock, came home, drank a little bit of bourbon. Alone for the holidays is pretty tough, but I did finally get my sweets, and which I'm happy about. I ordered a small carrot cake. You know those ones at Walmart for $7. I decided to get a whole one, and they had my favorite yogurt from, I don't know how to pronounce the name, but it's Treboni and whatever the hell. They had my favorite. They had peanut butter, Reese's dark chocolate, and then they had red velvet. So I got those to snack on during the morning so I don't eat that much throughout the day. My potatoes came in, got my canned goods that came in just now. And I was rooting for you yesterday, Jake. As a person who doesn't like the Rams for moving out of St. Louis, who did the shitty ditty, I was rooting for you, but holiday season, I swear. All I know is this, Jake, is I looked in the variable. I now know he is. So, yeah, that'll be good for you guys. But, like, too much bourbon last night for me. Let's just say that.
Did you throw up?
Oh, no, I don't. I'm German and Russian and Irish mix. We don't throw up. We just wake up fucked up.
Wow.
We don't throw up. We just wake up fucked up. It's mostly German blood in me due to DNA test.
What's on the agenda tonight, Chiefs fan?
Watch the game. I ordered stuff to make breakfast tacos. I got some fresh sausage from Snooks. I got some fresh brown eggs, which I need to start eating because they're better for you. I got a spicy cheese block of pepper jack, and I got.
Oh, hold on a second. Did you say cheese?
Yeah.
Wait a second. If we're going to talk about cheese on this show, there's only one guy that we can bring on to help add to the conversation. SEAL Team 75, assemble.
The Clapping Seals, they're alive and well in the chat.
Yo, what up, Jerry?
Whatever, Chief. I don't think we've ever got to interact before. What's up, my man?
I
How
don't
you?
think we do. You're a cool guy.
Yeah. Same. Back at you.
Like, you're a cheese guy. I was just gonna ask you, what cheese would you never want on your pizza?
Well, the only cheese I want on my pizza is mozzarella. I wouldn't really want a little pecorino, maybe on top. But
as a person who grew up on cheap pizzas, I really want to try a good New York style pizza when I visit New York. Like, as a person who grew up on cheap pizzas with mozzarella and provolone, I've been like wanting to try a really good slice of New York pizza. So,
how do you feel about gas station pizza, Cheats fan? I think that's the real connection here. We know Gary is an expert in that.
That's how the conversations. Go ahead. This is why he has a gas station pizza within 15 minutes walking. This is how the whole thing started.
I mean, I don't do the gas station pizza anymore. My friend told me it's the holiday season. It's okay to put on some pounds. So I just have Chinese food every day before Magic the Gathering locals. I do the orange chicken with no sauce, but I do get the bourbon chicken from the Chinese place. And I ordered a white rice instead of the fried rice with steamed vegetables. So at least it's sort of healthy.
Gator writes in, Gary looks like he combed his hair with a cheese grater.
We can't talk about hair, Gator, unless we have a full head of it. That's the rule. No talking about hair unless you have a full head.
Oh, shit.
How you doing, Gator? Merry Christmas to you and yours, man. I want to see what Christmas morning looks like in the McCluskey household. That's what I want to see.
Absolutely. Gary, thank you. Chiefs fan, let me ask you this.
Yeah.
Next couple of days here, you're off from work? You'll be chilling?
Yeah, I'm gonna be here. The thing is, we were told that like all the part-time people were being laid off, but they said we're still gonna pay you 5 hours a day for the rest of the year, even though we're laying you off because it's the holiday season.
I see. So where do we anticipate the next job coming from after the new year?
Honestly, I might look into what my friends told me to do. Online moderation for like online sites. Is that something that like he wanted me to get into? But I'm like, I'm more of a worker and all that stuff. So what I'll probably do is just do part-time jobs until spring and summertime hits. Can't do anything physical because of the back, but
I see.
I mean, other than dog walking, I do that for free. I don't care. I just want to get outside. To see where it leads me. I'm definitely going to be here for the March Madness, though.
I think you got a good chance to win. Ladies and gentlemen, a super chat from Kyle Clifton speaks volumes here. My favorite, easy. Cheats fan, super #1 seed all day, every day.
Thank you, Kyle. Thank you. I was rooting for you guys yesterday. I wanted you to stick it to the Rams for moving out of a city that loved them so much. I was believing when you guys were like down by 5 points, but that second half,
It seems like people are questioning if you're going to work again. Oscar the Grouch writes in, bro is never working.
I'll work. It's just I take part-time jobs for the time being because
I think we got to get you back in the mix at Denny's. I think you were at your best there.
At this point, like I definitely want to do something like restaurant themed. Like the Taco Bell job didn't last because of
Call Devontae. He's got one in his house. Maybe you could work at the one in his house.
That'd be badass. But like back to the football, I'm hoping everyone has a good spread for the Christmas games. I know I'm watching my team. Got myself a small 10-ounce steak coming tomorrow.
Nice.
That I got from a friend for the game, and then I'm just gonna do the ham on Christmas Eve. So I'm just gonna do the Christmas meal on Christmas Eve, and then I'm just gonna do steak for the Chiefs game.
Well, do me a favor, all right? I know the people on the Discord would love this. Take a picture of your food spread and throw it in there, all right?
I will if I remember. It's just
you're very busy. I understand.
No, it's just being alone on the holidays, and I got me some Jim Beam. I bought 2 bottles of that shit. Sorry for the language, but that once that Jim Beam hits, you just want to sit there and relax.
Yeah, look, I totally get it, Chiefs fan. I get it.
My friend's like, you don't like bourbon, but you need to try bourbon. And ever since October drinking bourbon, I'm like, oh yeah, this shit's good. It's like like he know me to drink a shit ton of whiskey sours. He's like, if you like whiskey sours, try whiskey sour bourbon. That's how he introduced me to it, and then I'm slowly getting introduced to more and more bourbon. There's just so many different beautiful drinks you can make with that beautiful golden liquor.
Well said. Well, Chiefs fan, thank you, and Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays.
You too. Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays.
It's Chiefs fan. Guess what? I'm still looking for a job, bitches. It's Chiefs fan. I'm just going to rub my hands together all day. It's Chiefs fan. There's a whole lot of DNA on this couch. Let's hear it for Chiefs fan. Look, it's my dead neighbor that I didn't kill.
I'm telling you, Chiefs fan back to Denny's 2025. I think that's when he's at his best. JR, super chat. Thank you, my friend. Just dropping a super chat because I'm on my phone and can't give memberships. #JetUp. #Asmania. JR, you're the best. Appreciate you. Altoona with a 12-month. Congrats on being a channel member for a year, Altoona. That's awesome. Who wins a steel cage match, Chiefs fan or Charles Gorman? Man, that's a battle right there, folks. That is a battle. All right, couple calls here. A lot of people still want in, so a little longer show here. Final show before Christmas Eve. It's Christmas Eve, a.k.a. Festivus right now. I know who we got to go to next.
The only thing better than all them shoes.
Hold on, I'm rusty. I clicked the wrong button. All right. The guy's name next, his name does start with a B, but it's not Bonesy. It's
B-Mac.
Look at my TV.
B-Mac.
I love Aaron Rodgers. Jets. Go Jets. Hey Jake.
Ahoy, B-Mac.
Good to see you. And I wish you could have kept Peanut Head in there for life, but you was being too nice, being letting him out of the hole.
Well, I put him in the hole, and then someone wanted him out of the hole and met the price, and I'm a man of my word around here, you know?
Yeah. Have you? I know. Have you watched the? Have you saw Rodgers on Pat McAfee today?
I didn't see the whole thing. I did see a lot of it, though.
Oh, well, dude, you know now he has a new girlfriend?
I did. So I wasn't watching that part, but I did see the clip where he referenced a girlfriend. Yes.
Yeah. Her name is Brittany, but he said not Britney Spears. He said it's Brittany with the I, something like that. I don't know what that means. So
very, very, very important information for everyone, I'm sure.
Yeah. It would be funny if him and Britney Spears did really go out.
I don't know if I'd like that. We get enough attention with just Rodgers being the famous quarterback he is. I don't know if we need more.
Yeah. Here now, I just want to call in with my dream scenario for the Jets coaching staff, and I'm gonna give you a question. I want you to respond to see what.
Before you give that scenario, a great question from the Rick Kent. When are you getting new earbuds?
Oh no, Rick Kent. You never heard of a thing called Nanya?
Called what?
Nanya Kent. Rick Kent.
Is there a joke I'm missing here?
None of Kent's beeswax.
Okay.
All right. Now, here's my dream scenario for the coach and staff next year for the Jets.
Hold on one second. There's an alleged offer on the table, B-Mac, to ban you for life.
Wait. But first,
hold on. Let's talk it through. Friend of Bill, I don't think this is a real offer. Friend of Bill, you've shown no indication that you even have the funds to put up $1,200 to ban B-Mac for life. I don't believe you. You haven't even gifted any memberships when we've had a chance to put B-Mac in the hole for the day. There was a guy that actually put his money where his mouth was. Donald Wallace can't stand B-Mac. God bless him. He paid me $50 to put B-Mac in the hole. I did it. I haven't even seen that from you at all. Friend of Bill, so I'm going to need to see some proof you actually have the funds, man. I don't believe it.
Yeah, and friend of Bill, is he friend of Bill Nye, the science guy, something like that? If he is,
got him.
You know, but now I'm gonna throw out this scenario, and I want you to give me what the team's record is next year. So this is with Rodgers at quarterback. You know what I mean? So Mike Vrabel as the head coach. You know what I mean? Sean McVay as an offensive coordinator. And you got Rex Ryan as the defensive, defensive coordinator. With this roster, same thing with Rodgers, and with that coaching staff. What's the Jets' record next year?
Maybe I should have taken the $1,200. Who cares? They're not Sean McVay and Mike Vrabel and Rex Ryan on a coaching staff. In what world?
Well, that's why I call a dream scenario coaching staff.
It's not a dream scenario, though. It's not real.
Well, I'm just making it. I'm just throwing out my imagination. You know what I mean? As in the type of world that something like that would happen. Because it does sound.
You got quite the sick mind.
Yeah, well, it does sound pretty sweet, and if that somehow existed, I think the Jets will probably win the Super Bowl.
Rick Kent writes, and I asked a legit question, and BMAC insults me, and you wonder why I don't like him.
Nick Kent, I'm busting your chops, buddy. I'm just busting your chops. I will get him this week, the day after Christmas, right? Rick Kent.
Rick Kent, man. Rick Kent writes, and I express, hold on. I express concern and get rudeness back at me.
The rudeness back at me? Get rudeness back at me.
You're being rude to Rick Kent.
All right, well, Rick Kent, I sincerely apologize. Hopefully you accept my apology. Hopefully you don't put up $1,200 to bear me with Rick Kent. So that would not be good.
Rick Kent. Man, I'll tell you what. I accept the offer, but this guy doesn't have the money, so I'm going to call his bluff. All right, friend of Bill, I accept the offer. I'll take the $1,200, and BMAC, if he actually has it, you'll get a nice cut of it. But I don't believe he actually has the money. Now, I will say this. Dave Briga has checked in saying fraud and liar.
Oh, Dave, you punching jabs at me. It's like a chihuahua pawing his claw at a lion. All right, I'm the lion.
Dave, call in right now. Let me try and mediate some peace. It's Festivus. We'll air out our grievances, and then we'll get everyone back in line, singing Kumbaya all together, getting ready for Christmas and the holiday season here. All right, Dave, call back in. Dave writes in, your apologies are trash like you. One punch, Dave Briga. Call in. Let's mediate the situation here, and let's get to the end of this. All right, are you admittable to peace, BMAC?
Look, I'm the lion. Dave is the chihuahua. All right, I'm the lion.
Chihuahua, I see. Okay.
Yeah.
Are you open to peace with Alan? Peanut Head?
I will be more open with peace with Dave because he is my elder than being open with peace to a Peanut Head fraud like Peanut Head.
Well, I believe Peanut Head is your elder too, though.
Peanut Head's not my elder.
He's older than you. Wouldn't that make him your elder? Your elder?
No.
What is your definition? What is your definition of elder then?
No, Peanut Head. No, I'm the elder of Peanut Head in mind. Peanut Head has a mind of a kid. You know what I mean? I have a mind of a maturity of an adult. So yeah, physically and age-wise, yeah, he's my elder. But in the head, in the mind, that's where I have the advantage.
I see. Dave writes in, I want you gone.
Dave, this is not your show. This is the Jake Asman show, and Jake Asman decides who he wants gone, Dave. This is not the Dave Briga show. Now, if you have your own show, Dave, then, more power to you, buddy. You can ban me. But this is Jake's show, and he gets to decide who stays and who goes. And if Jake wants me to stay, I'm staying. That goes for you too, Peanut Head. I'm staying. All right?
Man, I mean, I just feel like you're very aggressive, B-Back. I feel like there's a way to maybe get you and Dave Briga to see eye to eye on some stuff. Come back.
Look, I would love to meet Dave in person, to sit down, have a drink, talk football. I would love to do that. but it seems like Dave don't want to do that with me. You know what I mean? I would love to be the peacemaker. Dave doesn't seem like he's a peacemaker. Dave sounds like he's a trouble maker.
It's tough to argue with that. Now, your brother is on the line right now, BMAC. Let's say hello to JJ. JJ, your thoughts on the latest developments here? JJ? On brand, JJ's internet remains horrendous. JJ? JJ, thanks for the time.
Yeah, I mean, there's one thing we got in common, and that's bad Wi-Fi. So, sorry, brother. You know what I mean? Hope you get your thing checked out.
I'm going to try and make peace right now. If we can't get Dave Brigger to call in, let's see if we could get you and this guy to be peaceful.
Warning! Warning! Allen alert! Shit's about to get ugly, folks. Warning! Allen alert! Hide the children!
BMAC, can I ask you a question? I don't feel good, so this is going to be pretty short. What was the last grade you completed?
We're trying to make peace here, Alan. You're not.
No, there's no.
Wait, what?
There's no peace.
There's
What
peace.
was the last grade you completed?
It's Festivus. Let's air out the grievances and then come together.
The last grade?
Yeah.
Hold on.
What was the?
Hold on. Are you saying I'm stupid?
No, I know you're stupid. I'm just asking you what grade was the last you completed.
Well, first of all, I'm not gonna let you come in here and insult my intelligence. All right, I'm way more smarter and intelligent than you, Peanut. All right.
Hold on. I already see where this is headed, so let me at least do this like men.
Ladies and gentlemen, sports fans of all ages, welcome to the event of the year, the moment you've all been waiting for. This is the Asmaniac Rumble.
So, what was the last grade you completed? Can you answer that question, please?
Yeah. The last grade.
Yes.
Not 12th grade.
Okay, 12th grade. So you didn't go to college, is that correct?
Well, I went to 1 year of community college. Yeah.
Okay, so you graduated 13th grade. Okay. Can you explain to me what the word elder means?
Elder? Yeah.
Elder.
Okay. All right. Elder means that someone who's older than you, someone who's smarter than you, someone who's wiser than you, someone who has more experience
Someone who's
than
older
you.
than you. So how old are you, BMAC?
I'm 30.
Okay, how old am I, BMAC?
I think you said you was 100. No, I'm joking. You look like you 100. But
I appreciate the insults. Thank you, BMAC. I'm asking you a question.
Yeah. Okay. I think you said you was about 49.
I'm
49.
50, okay. So I know that your father, rest in peace, gave you that hat. And what is that? 6'9", right?
Yeah.
Are you sure that wasn't the IQ that you had the last time you took a test? Was he sending you a message, BMAC?
I told you the story, and
I know the story. I understand what he did, and rest in peace. He's in a better place. Trust me, he's not with you. So he's in a better place. Okay.
Really?
Okay, but he sent that hat to you because he was sending you a message that my boy has a 69 IQ. I understand that. BMAC, I know it's very tough to realize when you have a 69 IQ that really it doesn't go anywhere but up. You're like bottom of the totem pole.
Hold up, Alan. Instead of you trying to insult my intelligence and trying to insult my IQ.
I can't insult your intelligence. You don't have any, but I'm just asking you a question.
No, I do got intelligence. All right. I got way more intelligence than you ever had because when
you do.
I hear you speak, Alan. Wait, hold on. When I hear you speak,
how are you and JJ brothers? Explain that one to me.
Because we be brothers from another mother.
Elaborate. How is he your brother?
Because we got a lot in common.
What do you have in common with JJ? JJ's intelligent.
Hold on.
You're not.
Hold on. Okay, Alan, you're not gonna come on here and disrespect my brother, okay? All right. I understand that you and my brother don't get along, but you got to be respectful, okay? You're questioning his IQ. I have you know, he's a very intelligent man. When I was younger, he helped me with a lot of tests. We used to study all the time together. He would help me with my homework. If it wasn't for him, I wouldn't have, graduated when I did. So he's very smart, okay, Mr. Allen?
Now, JJ, you offered him a ticket to go to the game. Is that correct?
Yeah, but he was busy.
Busy doing what?
He has a life. He has a girlfriend. He lives in Massachusetts. He's living his life.
Girlfriend?
Yeah.
B-Mac, is she on the TV behind you, or is this actually a real girlfriend? Did you blow?
It's
is
his
she
real
in the closet
listen,
or what?
Listen, Alan.
We all know on my bed.
Hey, congrats on the sex.
Alan, we all know that you're a happily married man, right?
I am.
But B-Mac, he's a young guy, so he's wearing that hat for a reason. That's what he likes to do. It's not for his IQ. It's for what he likes to do later. At night.
Like to do that, B-Mac? You enjoy it?
I wear this because of the honor of my dad. That's why.
Okay, yes, we know it was because of our late father, but at the same time, Papa was a Rolling Stone, and he passed it on to B-Mac. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
You enjoy doing what's on your hat, B-Mac? You enjoy that?
Enjoy what was on my hat?
Alan, just leave him alone, man. Okay, the man.
Hold on, wait a minute. First of all, I gotta say something to Peanut Head, man. Peanut Head, I have listened to you talk, and you want to say I don't make sense. You don't make no sense. Like, how can you be a Jet fan and you want to say trade Garrett Wilson, get rid of Garrett Wilson? Oh, Garrett's gonna do good, catching passes from CJ Stroud. And you're supposed to be Jet fans. Should you be like saying no? Garrett Wilson should stay.
I'm trying to be honest. I'm speaking on behalf of the player. The player doesn't want to play for a shitty organization anymore. It's time for him to go. Okay, you're lucky, B-Mac. You root for a team that actually wins. Okay.
Yeah, no, he doesn't.
The team is playing tonight.
So. B-Mac is now officially a Jets fan only. He's no longer a Packers fan.
B-Mac, you a Jet fan, B-Mac?
I'm a Jet. Yeah, I'm a Jet fan, and I'm a Packer fan too.
So if the Packers played the Jets, who would you root for?
Both teams.
No,
let them know.
The Packers.
Oh, JJ, you just put it on the tee, and he just doesn't know how to swing. He doesn't.
Listen. B-Mac, you meant to say both teams, right? Right, B-Mac, you meant to say both teams, right?
I would love to see both teams in the Super Bowl, but if I have a pick to win,
and you would like it to end in a tie.
Yeah, but Super Bowls don't end in ties. Like Super Bowl, it has to be the clear winner.
You would like the team with the most points to win, right?
Yeah, like if the Packers beat the Jets 44 to 41.
All right, I'm out, man.
44 to 41. Wait, 44 to 41.
B-Mac.
Peanut Head.
B-Mac, your holidays in 2 days. Peanut Head. B-Mac, your holidays in 2 days. My holidays in 2 days. My advice is get a lot of sleep. And maybe one day you'll wake up and be smart. It's just not going to happen anytime soon. I'm sorry, B-Mac.
Alan, I went to Alan. You're not smart, Alan. You're not smart, Alan. Alan,
that is
you
true.
are like the
dumbest. So much for peace. I tried, but you can see where that was going. JJ tried to be a good big brother there. Just tough. Alan is such a fraud, by the way. I'm speaking for the player. Speak for being a Jet fan. The Jets don't have to trade Garrett Wilson. It's time for him to go because he's frustrated with losing. Okay, if that was the case, the Jets have to trade their entire roster. I'm speaking for the player. You're not his agent. You don't represent Garrett Wilson. You're not speaking for anyone. And you people think he's a Jet fan. Unreal. Now, I would like to hear from the great Dave Briga. I want his take on BMAC Gate. Unbelievable. A couple super chats here. Oscar the Grouch says, BMAC, you can't insult Dave and then say you want to take him out for a drink. You're either a super villain or a nice guy. You got to pick one, bro. Altoona checks in. BMAC and Briga and Allen should brawl. Winner gets BMAC's TV. That's a good comment. Unbelievable. Remember, though, Garrett Wilson needs Allen to speak on his behalf. What a joke. I'm speaking on behalf of the player. That's what I took away from that call. We know BMAC and Allen hate each other. That's not new. Ladies and gentlemen, Mike Turtle is up next. Hello, Mike.
Hey, how you doing, Jake?
What's up, Mike?
Start off by saying, JJ, that was diabolical, sir. Couple things. I'm going to address the first two things. Just whoever asked the Minnesota Vikings on what they needed to address first. Strong safety, and right guard. I do have a question for you, particularly.
Yes, sir.
Now, aside from the bigger names that have hit the coaching carousel, how do we feel about Aaron Glenn, Liam Cohen, Todd Monken, and Patrick Graham? Those are some of the low-key candidates that I've really started to watch and fill out in terms of game tape. And I kind of like Todd Monken and Patrick Graham, like what they've done in their respective teams with Cleveland and the Raiders. Like, not so much for maybe head coach candidacy, but for to fill out the staffing.
Well, we know that if the Raiders make changes, a lot of their coaches will be available. So it's not a bad thought process to look at them.
No, I mean, Patrick Graham has done a really good job with the defense, and that's been the one consistent with that Raiders team over the last couple of years has been what that job he's done.
Mike, it's
Same thing
tough to speculate on coaching staffs until you know who the head coach is. That's just a reality.
The other name that popped up to me that I'm kind of interested in is God, I hope I don't butcher this man's name. Ejiro Evero, defensive coordinator out there in Carolina. I think he's
been a candidate before. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want a defensive guy, though, Mike. I really don't. I mean, I would be very disappointed if they hire a first-time coach with a defensive background.
You don't think that would work the same way with hiring with them filling a more the other coaching staff with veterans like you had discussed earlier?
Can it work? Sure. I would like the Jets to not do what they just did with Robert Saleh, though, right? Hire the trendy defensive coordinator who's never been a head coach before. I want experience. If you're going to hire a defensive coach, let it be Vrabel, who's proven he can hire a good offensive staff. That's what I want.
Yeah, fair enough. Another question that I know popped up on your show, and I don't remember who it was that asked it about the safety work. I've actually done a little bit of draft prep for the safeties and DBs, and Malachi Starks out of Georgia, you were right on that, was number 1 out of Georgia. South Carolina, the Amanwari guy, was number 2. But the one name in the safeties that I kind of been pushing here recently, believe it or not, has been Xavier Watts. He's position ranked at number 8, 6 foot 203, and that's one of my favorite safeties coming out in this draft. And I think he flew under the radar out in Notre Dame.
I can't, Mike. I can't even we're gonna do safety talk in the draft, right? We don't even know who the GM is. I
was throwing a name out there for you to look into for the draft prep.
I'm not a draft guy. That's why I always bring on people who are, because I don't study the tape like a Dom C does or Cole Thompson or any of the other litany of draft people that are going to be featured on the show the entire offseason.
How much do you think? How much stock do you put into the Garrett Wilson trade potential?
I think he's pissed and upset. I don't think the Jets are trading him, though. I think he's on the team next year.
Well, I absolutely agree. I tell people all the time, the last 2 or 3 days not to take that stuff too seriously. Like, our entire team is pissed off. They're tired of losing. They're tired of getting beat down. The Jets, unfortunately, and I know I said this the other day, but the Jets right now lead the league in 7 games lost with 6 points or less, and it's actually set an NFL record.
Yep, and they lead the league in what was the stat? The 6 blown fourth quarter losses. Like they had the lead in the fourth quarter in 6 games and lost. That's the most in the NFL.
Yep, that has set a record actually. I think before it was 5, if I'm not mistaken. If I'm wrong, I'll welcome that wrong. But in the last 3 years, the Jets have led the league in all-time losses with below 6 points, and I think that's an absolutely asinine stat to have.
It's terrible. I mean, they didn't punt yesterday and scored less than 10 points for the only second time in NFL history. It's insane.
I'm even gonna lie. I didn't watch the game yesterday. I'm embarrassed to say. I hate to admit that, but I got stuck on the Baltimore game, and I switched over to the Vikings shortly after. It's just I can't watch this team the rest of the way. It's been like that since week 14. Like it's just embarrassing. I hate admitting that.
Well, Mike,
but
2 games to go, and hopefully, if they hire the right people, they'll be able to get it turned around. It's not rocket science why they're bad. Now you got to hope they get the right people to fix it.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. And I'll throw this as my last statement out there. I am partial to Aaron Glenn. I hope he does come over here from the Lions. Either him or Ben. I think those 2 are probably my favorite 2. Vrabel, I think, is my second, but I would be curious enough to see what those 3 guys can do out here. And doing a little, as my research, I do like the guy out of Atlanta. What's his name? The gentleman that we just got done interviewing out from
Thomas Dimitroff. I like him
too.
too.
There you go. I think he's one of the better ones.
Mike, good call. I appreciate it, man. If you told me they hired Dimitroff as the GM and he hired Vrabel or he hired Flores, who he overlapped with in New England, both guys, I'm in. Ladies and gentlemen, Curly writes in, Alan Jet Chant, please send us into the holidays. I mean, even the Jet Chant from Alan, you just know he's not a real Jet fan. That's the problem. We all see it. We all see it. And if you don't see it, I can't help you. But Curly, if you're requesting it, I'll give it to you, Curly. All right? Ladies and gentlemen, where is this? I don't know where it is. I never play it. That's why. Pains me to even see on this program. I don't know where it is. Yep, I can't find it. I will look for it, though, Curly. We got bigger fish to fry, though, because on the line right now is someone that this community has been dying to hear from. One last look. I can't find it. I don't even know where it is, Curly. Maybe I deleted it. Sorry. Mike D's Nuts writes in, Alan with the cringe stuff again. Going to college doesn't make you smart. Picking on this man like this is corny as hell. Low IQ stuff. I agree. I think Alan's a douche, but I put him in the hole earlier and bored fat, paid to get him out. Ladies and gentlemen, let's check in with a guy that we have been dying to hear from. The great Dave Briga is on the line. Hello, Dave.
Jake, how are you? I'm here to speak to you only, okay? Just to you. I don't want to speak to anybody else. Okay. Anyway, happy holidays to everybody out there.
You too, Dave.
Stay safe. Everybody stay safe out there during this holiday season.
Can we comment about your attire first before we begin here? I mean, are you wearing an Asmaniac bucket hat and then the shades indoors? Yeah, I mean, you look tremendous.
Yeah, I have your hat on. You like that?
Oh, you look great, Dave.
I have my glasses underneath there, so
I think BMAC is already sweating just seeing what you look like to start this call. But continue.
He has nothing. You know what? He has nothing to sweat. I'm tired of arguing with him. Okay, I'm just going to make this one statement. I worked in aging services for over 20 years. Okay, 2 decades, not exactly 20 years. So I'm going to be perfectly honest with you. And when a person comes out and has that kind of view against the elderly community, okay, he is held accountable in the work that I did. And what he does to people is unconscionable. That's the only issue I have with him, besides being a Jet, he's not a Jets fan. It's okay, let it be. I never asked him to be banned. from your channel. I never asked that. I just asked it for this man to have respect. He has no respect for anybody. He calls Alan Peanut Head. Okay, I mean that's inappropriate. Alan
It's a
shouldn't
pretty
be
good
questioning.
insult, though. I will add. Yeah, and Alan
Yeah,
does
that's all.
what Alan says to him though is egregious, though. So Alan doesn't deserve
Well,
the
he calls him.
defense.
You know what? I mean, come on. I mean, we all know his takes were horrible, but that's not the issue. The issue is he was never a Jets fan. He's a fraud, number one. Okay, he came here to just follow his boy Rodgers, and what did he do? He didn't do it. I mean, he just let us down worse than anybody. I mean,
Are you blaming BMAC for the Jets' poor record?
no, I'm not blaming him for that. I blame him for me being an anti-Packers fan. Now I never had anything against the Packers. Now I hate them.
You hate the Packers because of BMAC?
Oh yes, I don't. My brother-in-law is a Packers fan too, so he's on the left wing side, so we don't get along to begin with. So, but outside of that, I just don't. I mean, I loved the Packers previously because I loved Vince Lombardi. There was no better coach than Vince, and of course, we could always. I mean, it's neither here nor. I'm done arguing with this man. I'm done wasting my energy. I'm just putting it that way. But listen, Rick Kent, okay, the nicest of men. He insults. Come on, you can't be serious. But Jake, this is my issue with you.
Yes.
You use this man as a prop. He's a prop, but we all know it. Why would you reject? Why would you reject
$1,200 show?
Why would you reject $1,200? Why? Why would you reject?
A couple things here, Dave. All right. The $1,200 offer was not real. The guy was all talk, zero action.
Are you positive?
I am positive because when people had made real offers on this show, like FM, I was paid like $400 2 years ago. I'm like, deal. I'm having steak tonight. Awesome. I could care less about FM. It wasn't a real offer though. So I push back on you saying that I use BMAC as a prop because I even ran a poll and said, should BMAC be banned? Yes or no? And the majority voted no. So people like BMAC. You don't, which is fine. You're obviously entitled to your opinion. But the chat that day voted, the Asmaniacs, they voted. And I respect the people that support the show too much to do anything without their permission.
Well, I thought the offer was legitimate. And you were just taking the poll in order to preserve his presence here. That's what I thought. I didn't know the offer was not legitimate, to be perfectly honest with you.
Now, I do get the sense, though, that you would be open to some peace with BMAC, though.
No, I'm not having peace because he insults too many people here. Okay, Rick Kent, Allen, and there's others too. He's an ageist. When he went that route. Listen,
he did say he respects his elders, though. I heard him say that.
That's baloney. I don't believe it. It's after the fact. I don't believe it. He's just saying that to preserve his presence here.
What if he apologized?
Huh?
What if he apologized to you?
No, I don't want him. I'm not. It's false. At this point, it's fake. And JJ took him in. That's his brother. He drew a line there. That's another thing. I mean, that's no issue. That should have been brought up here. What he did with JJ. I like JJ. So we buried that. So JJ and me buried that.
So if JJ was able to take BMAC under his wing, why can't you?
I don't want him. I can't. I can't because I'd be a fraud myself.
No, you're not. You're a man of God. You'd be believing.
I know,
in forgiveness.
but okay. I have nothing personal against him, but I can't. It's too much on this channel for me to deal with him. I can't get angry anymore. You know what? I made an offer once. I pay his bus fare. If he wanted to brawl it out, but I can't get upset anymore because I can't let this get to me like this. So it's only going to get worse if I let it. He'll just troll everybody else. He just does it. That's his MO. He's a troller. He loves it. He feeds on it. Just like Alan feeds on people hating him, he feeds on this. Alan doesn't care if you hate him. Alan doesn't care. He likes the exposure.
Yeah, but
this guy,
Alan treats BMAC. BMAC has a right to defend himself. So that's like you can't put everyone in the same category here. Alan's in his own unique category with his war with BMAC.
Well, Alan has a lot of wars.
He does.
Alan. Allen has a
B-Mac
war
doesn't
with
have a lot of wars. He has a war with Allen, who everyone does because no one likes him, and then he has
Allen has a war with you.
Well, yeah, but you know, I deal with that every day. That's fine. I can handle it. I can take it. But you and BMAC, I feel like it's something that could be resolved because it seems like there's a giant misunderstanding here.
He's offended too many people. When he offended Rick Kent, that was it for me.
What
and
if
then he keeps doing
to
it?
Rick Kent?
He keeps doing it. He did it tonight. He did it again. He did it again to Rick Kent tonight. Rick Kent.
Of course,
Rick Kent.
I wined and dined with Rick Kent in a foreign country, so I know Rick Kent very well. But let me say this. I look at BMAC and his call earlier, Dave, and he said that he respects you because you're his elder. So it seems like he was extending the olive branch, and you're just not having any of it.
I have to think it over. I'm trying to play it cool here. If he behaves himself, I'm watching him. If he behaves himself, if he starts treating Allen, stop calling him Peanut Head. Then hold
on a second. Peanut Head is a great insult. He should be allowed to call Allen that because Allen insulted his intelligence. He talked about his hat.
I know. I don't.
That's okay. So he can't call Allen Peanut Head, Dave.
No, Allen,
I get it. You hate BMAC and you love Allen because Allen.
No, I
BMAC.
don't. I like
Allen
here. No, it's not. No, listen. I just don't. I mean, whatever. Just let's see if we can have just ease into this thing. It has to be eased into.
Let's ease into it right now. BMAC.
No. I have to trust. I don't trust him. Trust is everything.
Dave, hold on. Wait, hold on, Dave. Time out. Wait.
Yes.
Wait. Let's talk about this like men. No yelling, no screaming, no cursing.
I'm not gonna yell.
Like men, all right? Men to men. Okay.
Okay, sir.
I will take everything I said about you back. All right. And I don't have a problem taking everything I said about you back. I'm a man on my word. I admit to my mistakes. Nobody's perfect. I'm not perfect. You're not perfect. Nobody's perfect in this world. The one thing that perfect is the man upstairs.
Oh, we know
I
that.
was apologize if one condition, because
there's
everything you said. Hold on. I agree with everything that you said. All right. Was I disrespectful? Maybe. Yes,
you were.
Hold on.
You don't say maybe. You were. Don't say maybe.
Okay, hold on. Okay, no, you're right. I was. Hold on. But what you can't do is be a hypocrite. You can't do is sit there and call me a fraud and stalk my football fandom, all right? Like you and to the respect Allen had done, all right? You can't do all that and expect me to return the same favor. It takes two to give, all right? If you want me to calm down on my attitude and I don't think I have an attitude, but on my disrespect.
You're making excuses again. You're making excuses again.
I'm not making excuses. I'm just calling it as a fact. You have assaulted me. You have assaulted me too. Don't sit there and act like you haven't assaulted me. All right. You threatened me as well. All right. You had threatened to knock me out and all that stuff and to fight me. All right. You call me a fraud. All right. You said all these things too. All right. So we can both admit that we were wrong. I was wrong. You were wrong. All right. You can't sit there and say that all the stuff you said and then you were doing the same thing to me. All right. That's called being a hypocrite. All right. Can we agree?
I don't. Well, number one is for me. I have to have trust in a person. I don't trust you, so I don't
trust you too. I don't know, but guess what? Like people say, to gain trust, you have to earn trust. Maybe right now we can have a fresh start. How about
you
this? I
stop
apologize first.
Why would you come after Rick Kent? Why did you come after Rick Kent? There was no reason for that.
First of all, to be fair, Rick Kent has come after me first a few times.
He did what? What did he do? What did Rick Kent?
I have nothing against Rick Kent. All right. I talked to Rick Kent once, I think on Bobby's show a few times. Nice guy, nice man. All right. Nothing against the man. All right. Great man. All right. And I'm glad that he has a nice, perfect life. But he has come at me first and has said some things about me that I didn't like. So if someone says something about me or takes shots at me, then I'm going to take shots back. That's how I am. I'm not going to sit there and take bullets.
I know he apologized something about your hat. He didn't mean it. He didn't know. Rick Kent didn't know about your hat.
Yeah. That wasn't no big deal to me. That was no big deal to me because he didn't know the story. I told him is that so that he's I don't got no issue with him with that. I'm just saying that to take it takes a two street. You know what I mean? It takes. Hello.
Yeah. What happened?
Okay. Now the screen's black. Yeah. Like like people said, it takes two to start a fight. All right, and yes, me and you, it got off out of control. I wish it never got into that because I don't come in here to start fights. All right, I come in here because I want to ask questions. Ask Jake questions and things that I'm interested in asking, and I do like watching this show. You know what I mean? Like I think this show is one of the most entertaining shows. You know what I mean? That's related to sports. And Jake is Jake has done a great job with his show Gator 2. You know what I mean? Behind the scenes. And I come here to make friends. I don't think I disrespected nobody on here. I mean, maybe Alan, maybe. I mean, JJ, me and JJ used to have our little back and forths, but
Well, one thing you have to understand. There's JJ. Where's V-Mac? Okay, Bernard, listen. The one thing you have to understand is when you attack specific communities, like senior citizens, right? You can't do that. You can't do that. Just like anybody would attack, attack different aspects of a person's personalities. Or listen, it's not right to say that. I don't agree with what Alan did to you about the education part, because the smartest people are self-educated. So I don't believe in any of that college baloney. You know what I mean? The smartest people of my life that I know are self-educated. Okay. So I have not. That should never be brought up. A thing like that. Okay. I never agree with that.
Yeah, and look, I know sometimes that we say things and we try to be funny and we joke. I'm gonna say right now, I take everything back that I said about you being old and nursing home. You know what? I want to say I'm sorry. I sincerely apologize. I was partially raised by my grandparents, and they taught me how to respect people and talk to people different. They haven't raised me to talk like that, so I'm sorry. All right, I'm sorry to you. I'm sorry to any other generation out there that I offended and all that stuff.
Listen, when I was growing up, my youth, right? If you didn't have respect for your elders, your parents would slap you down quick. Even if you didn't like them, even if you didn't like somebody in your neighborhood, you better respect them. Hey, you don't have to like me, but you have to we should respect. We should have respect. So, listen, let bygones be bygones. Let bygones be bygones.
You don't have to like me too, but you have to respect me as well. And
there's an old saying.
It goes.
There's an old. We have a saying in church: you don't have to like somebody, but you have to love them. Okay. You don't have to like them, but you have to love them. Okay. So I have nothing personal against you. I just, when you brought that up, you set my fire up, brother. You set it off. When somebody calls me, there's no reason for personal attacks. Okay. So that's just the way it is. So if you want me to trust you, I'm going to be watching, so I'll let bygones be bygones. But you know what? Don't call Alan, try not to call Alan a peanut head. I understand he could be disrespectful, But what are you gonna? That's he loves people to hate him. You get it? You got to.
Yep.
He doesn't care. He doesn't care. He doesn't care. He doesn't care.
no.
Now, as far as I got to ask you one question.
Yep.
Dave,
Okay.
Dave, I like you, Dave. Dave, everything that just came out of that guy's mouth will go in one ear and out the other in a couple of weeks when it's.
Well, I'm trying to be Alan. I'm trying to see if he's trustable. I'm trying to see it.
He's not. Everything about BMAC is phony and false. Okay, he is not a Jet fan. He will.
I know he's not a Jet
Packer.
fan.
He's a Packer fan. It's fine. Okay, that's the only truthful thing he
Dave,
actually said.
I'm sorry, Dave. I'm sorry, Dave, but I can't sit here and just take it. I have to clap back, man. Alan, all right, Alan. Alan, I'm gonna be the bigger man, Alan. All right, if you want to assault me and assault my intelligence and call me a phony and this and that, Alan, what you say now, it doesn't have no weight. It doesn't carry no weight.
So you're trying to be nice to me, and then you insult me 2 minutes later. How about that? Is that what you?
No,
did?
because I'm trying to take Dave Bricker's approach. I'm trying to be.
You tried to apologize. Hold on.
The better man.
You tried to apologize to Dave, basically telling him that he was at fault initially. So you're not even apologizing to him. You're basically pointing out that he did something wrong before you did something wrong. So how is that an apology?
Yeah, but hold on, but isn't that true? Isn't that the truth?
Apology is just to admit
It doesn't mean that.
wrong. Hold on.
I can't admit up and own my mistakes. Oh, we were both wrong. He was wrong and I was wrong. And I really said it.
Apologize to me and to Dave. And don't expect us.
I just apologized to Dave. I just apologized to Dave.
You insulted him initially. You know that.
I didn't insult him just now.
You said he was at fault. You blamed him initially, and then you wanted him to apologize.
I said that we were both wrong with our insults. I said we were both outlined with our insults. That's not me.
The only person who's at fault here is you. BMAC.
But that's just telling the truth of what happened.
BMAC, no one should ever apologize to you, BMAC. BMAC, you don't deserve apologies.
No, Alan, you know what, Alan, you had to go there, Alan. No, Alan, you need to shut up and go away, man. You're so annoying, man. I'm trying to keep calm. I'm trying to keep my cool. But stuff like this makes me just pop off. It makes me pop off because you're not gonna sit there and be disrespectful and insult me, Alan. All right?
BMAC, I look at your face and I just see insults.
Alan, I look at your face. I just want to punch it, all right? Because I can't stand you, all right? You are such an annoying turd, Alan, all right? You never disrespect me. No, Alan,
every name in the room.
Why can you be respectful to people? Respect people, Alan.
There will never be peace between us. As there will never be peace between you and Dave. As there will never be peace with you and Rick.
You don't respect Neil. You don't respect Rob from Glenhead. You don't respect nobody. You don't respect nobody, Alan. And you want to come at me about being disrespectful? You are the king of disrespectful.
BMAC, what is your team's record, BMAC?
Who? The Packers?
Yeah, what is their record?
10-4, and about to be 11-4 tonight.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate that. What is the Jets' record?
4-11.
Okay, so you should not even be on this show anymore. You should go root for your 11-4 team or 10-4 team, okay, and enjoy them, okay. We don't need you here anymore. Everything you bring here is negative.
Oh, thank you, Mike. These nuts. Thank you, Mike. These nuts. Mike. These nuts. Mike. These nuts got my back, man. Mike. These nuts got my back.
As soon as Aaron Rodgers came here, the team turned to shit. And you know why? It's because you came with him. You are a jinx. Everything about you.
Look, I don't want to be disrespectful, but to keep it real, the Jets were bad before he got there.
You bring jinx.
The Jets were losing before he got there.
I appreciate.
Okay, the Jets were bad before he got there.
You're ripping on the Jets.
I'm not ripping on the Jets. That's just the truth. The Jets were bad before he got there.
You did. You just ripped on the Jets.
Yes or no? Were the Jets bad before he got there?
Were you here before Aaron Rodgers got here?
Were the Jets bad before he got there? Yes or no? Answer the question.
Hold on. Did you show up before Aaron Rodgers got here?
No.
Okay. So let's go back to the days where Aaron Rodgers isn't here, which could be in about 2 weeks. When Aaron Rodgers goes, B-Mac, we say la vie, and we send you your packing way. Enjoy your 11-4 team. Enjoy your first
Answer the
round
question.
loss in the
Answer
playoffs.
my
Your
question.
loss. B-Mac, it's over.
Answer my question.
Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
All right, so it feels like we made peace with Dave, and Alan's still a douche, which is exactly what I thought.
Nick, Dave, I love you, man. I apologize. I meant what I said. I don't have no issues with you, but I would never make peace with that scumbag just now, because he is. And this is why I always call him Peanut Head, because that right there was Peanut Head behavior. This guy is a fraud. He's not a positive guy. All he does is come on this show and makes people's lives miserable. All right, and that's all he does. He is a miserable guy. I feel sorry for him. I do, and I feel sorry for his wife to have this bed with that furball.
B-Mac. Hey, you hater guy. Alan sucks and JJ can kiss my ass before I wipe.
We might have to update the outro to the BMAC call because him and JJ are on good terms. JJ, you were on the line witnessing that. Your thoughts?
Christmas. The snow's coming down. Christmas. I'm watching it fall. Christmas.
Your
Lots of
internet
people
sucks.
around. Christmas, baby, please come home. They're playing Deck the Halls. But
Unbelievable. What a show, huh? Wow. A lot happened today. JJ, I hope Santa gives you a new cell phone or better Wi-Fi for Christmas. Because good Lord, man. Alan's a potato head. JJ has a potato phone. John writes in, what did I walk into? I always laugh at the people who tune into the show while it's still live and didn't see any of it yet. And then they just see like Dave Brigger and BMAC airing out their grievances. Unreal. John says, I'm dying. Well, John, you walked into something funny at least. Mike D's nuts. BMAC acknowledged your super chat and you're spot on. I think we're good. I think we covered a lot. Oscar says, Jake, will you be in the chat on Bobby's show or are you banned? I don't know. Am I banned? Bobby didn't say. He didn't tell me I'm banned. He's not banned on this show. I guess we'll find out. I don't know. Alan's influence over Bobby, though, it's not good, folks. I've been saying it for weeks. He's not the same Bobby. If I'm banned on the Bobby show, that'd be. I mean, I don't know how I'd respond. That'd be tough. But anyway, thank you all who watched. Thank you to Fialkow who came on for the film review. Appreciate all the calls. Couldn't have done it without you. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't. And if you're driving to work tomorrow, maybe some of you are still working on Christmas Eve. 8:80 a.m., 6 to 10 a.m., you'll hear me. Met fans, Nelson Figueroa, he just got back to me. He'll be coming on tomorrow. We'll talk Mets. We'll talk a little Yankees with him. So that's coming up at 8:30 tomorrow on the show. It will be a blast. And then Robbie Sable is joining us at 11 tomorrow. So we're doing at least one show tomorrow for sure. That will be at 11 a.m. That's where we'll do the raffle. For real this time. Got some prizes to give away on Christmas Eve. All right, again, thank you all for your support. And Curly, only because I like you and you requested this, I give you what you wanted. Stand by. You wanted an Allen fake Jet chant? Here it is.
Jets, 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 Jets.
I mean, just look at the pain it causes him to even chant for the Jets. Unreal. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you all for your support. My name is Jake Asman. This has been the Jake Asman Show. I'm going to give you guys something that has never been seen on this channel. Enjoy.
Breaking sports news just in from the Jake Asman Show. With the NFL trade deadline approaching, Paul Eston Jr., a.k.a. Boy Green, was excited to see his New York Jets make a move to improve their roster. So, while scrolling through his Twitter feed, Boy Green came across this exciting post by Michael Nania of Jets X Factor, claiming that he doesn't know anything, along with these eyeballs and head-exploding emojis.
Zoinks.
Well, once that deadline passed and the Jets failed to make any moves, Boy Green went back to Twitter to fire off this comment at Nania, scolding him for providing false hope. Well, Paul says here, messing around with Jets fans on trade deadline day is clown behavior, man. Then he put SMH. I have no idea what that means. I'm guessing it's like, sorry, my homie. I'll have to look it up. Don't quote me. Now, Nania, clearly upset, struck back with, clown behavior is you every day clipping other people's work and putting eyeball emojis for engagement and firing off misleading clickbait headlines. Wow, this shit is getting good. Because you do nothing that isn't clown behavior. Stop crying because I unfollowed you and do something original for once. SMH. Whoa. I'm guessing SMH might actually be silly monkey farts, but it's clearly a typo. Should have been SMF. Now, Boy Green, confused about the monkey farts comment, jumps back to Twitter X with what can only be described as a warning to Michael Nania.
Everyone has a plan until they get punched in the mouth.
Damn! Did you see that? I mean, was that board supposed to be Nania's head? This is crazy! Boy Green followed that post with another vulgar display of power.
I fear not the man who has practiced 10,000 kicks once, but I fear the man who practiced one kick 10,000 times.
I think I just shit myself. Damn, this boy's a lethal weapon, yo. Doesn't end there. Let's post one more, shall we?
Mistakes are always forgivable, if one has the courage to admit them.
I'm speechless. This is next level crazy.
This is crazy. This is crazy. This is crazy.
Now, before things escalate beyond repair, the folks here at the Gator Sports Channel presented one potential outcome to this feud to try to convince these fine gentlemen to cool the engines a bit before something like this happens.
Into the Taekwondo! You gosh darn go!
You do nothing that isn't clown behavior. Stop crying because I unfollowed you and do something original for once.
Now, shortly thereafter, Boy Green would make an appearance on the Jake Asman Show to share his side of this controversial exchange.
Joining us right now is a very special guest. We know him as Paul, Boy Green.
Jake gosh darn Asman, baby! What is up, Jakey?
What's up, man?
Good Lord have mercy.
Oh, God.
Whoa, this Gumby-like body for the friggin' New York
Here we
Jets.
go.
That basketball in there, a little, I'm just gonna be like, yeah. Well, chutzpah, you know what I'm talking about? Not too shabby. Yes, things grow stale. What the hell? And the crowd goes, what? Little shish kebab, a little, hey, how you doing? Tasty. This team's hyped, by the way. Ooh, I feel like I'm on crazy pills. Like, Jets are idiots. See, I told you. Shut up, people. Pelvic thrust. Multiple. Take care, everybody. Zoinks.
Well done, Gator. That was funny. Here I am thinking Boy Green called in. Nope.
That makes total sense to me. I mean, Boy Green has a point. But unfortunately, later that evening, when some Jets fans had gotten together to celebrate their love of the team, Boy Green made one final display of his spectacular talent.
Jets, Jets, Jets.
Jets are going to come back.